Previously on Twin Portals.
The silver waves of justice find themselves at the center of a hunt for lost gold that spans the highest echelons and the lowest dregs of Waterdeepian society. In one eventful night, they found the magical Stone of Golorr, the key to the missing gold, then lost it to a treacherous doppelganger in the Docksward guard station. SWOJ was framed for murder among other misdeeds, but the arrival of the open Lord of Waterdeep, Laeral Silverhand, turned the tides in their favor. Now working with Laeral directly to recover the gold, SWOJ plans to use her intel to find the 3 missing eyes of the stone, while Xae begins to stir from her sleep.
Should we
Ready, steady?
get rolling here?
Yeah.
Should we introduce the new voice? John Brophy's at the table today.
Hello. What?
Hi, John.
Fantastic, John Brophy. He's done so much help for us during our live shows. Appreciate that.
I'm super excited.
And you've been playing D&D for a while, right?
Math. 16 years.
Okay, so he knows what he's doing. A bit.
I mean, started in 3.5.
3.5, I was going to ask you.
And other
Classic.
RPGs as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got no 3.5 game. Nothing. I looked at a book. I'm just like, nah, foreign, doesn't count.
Pathfinder?
Nothing.
We ran
Practically
Exalted
the
for a
same
bit.
game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. But, T.S., you want to do a show?
2 in Portals episode 16. Was that too loud, Scott?
Yeah.
No, it was
I'm used to it.
pretty okay. Okay.
I thought it was lovely.
I feel like your vocal journey is like a visualization of a caffeine crash.
How did you know? That's my method for pretty much everything in life.
Right?
Yeah.
And since I have a waveform, it's visual.
I laugh, for if I do not, I will cry.
Get to work.
So, let's do that loud. So, where we left off, the 3 of you, minus Xae, Scoot, Ylka, and Lark, were in a carriage provided by Laeral Silverhands, riding back towards Trollskull Manor from the castle ward. Terry had gone on ahead of you to let the folks know at Trollskull that you were coming home, and you're kind of staying incognito at this point. You're wearing heavy hoods and cloaks, and you've been told that there are forces at work in the city that are smearing your name and that have it out for you, and you've seen that firsthand over the last couple days. So, after a short carriage ride, unless you guys want to do anything while you're goofing around in the carriage.
Lark's going to try very hard to look not suspicious. So he's going to be like pretending to talk to everybody. So he'll be like moving his mouth and turning in a really ostentatious way, just so that nobody would ever suspect that it was not just a carriage full of roped figures.
You know, it would be really inconspicuous if you took off your SWOJ t-shirt and your hat.
No, the hat is under the robe, so the robe is kind of pulled tight over the hat. The robe is under, the t-shirt's under the robe, so nobody can see that. The hat sticks out a little in the front.
So, like, you open the windows of the carriage just, like, to lean out and, like,
Yeah,
inconspicuously wave.
Yeah, just
people?
so that people can look in and see that it's certainly not SWOJ. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what we could do? We could just take the shirt and circle and a line through it and hang that out.
That'll throw them off the trail.
Yeah, no one will know it's us.
Yeah. And you see people on the streets. Some, it's kind of midday afternoon at this point, and it's a busy fantasy Saturday. People wave to you, Lark. They cheer at you. Some boo at you.
Wait, how do they know it's us?
I don't know.
Are you still wearing the hat?
Yeah, it's under the robe. It's under the hood of the robe. No one could possibly see it.
Lark, get your head back inside the carriage.
Oh, I do like a little princess wave, pretending that I'm somebody else.
And you see, as you get closer to the North Ward, like a few blocks out from Trollskull, you see the Trollskull irregulars playing around, having a snowball fight, fighting each other with wooden swords and wands. And they see you and shriek in excitement and kind of like run off ahead of the cart towards Trollskull Manor. And you make your way into the alley. The wreckage has since been diffused, but there's still the signs of the explosion all around the alley. Some of the businesses are open again. Some of the businesses that used to be out in little stalls, out in the alley, have brought their wares back inside their buildings because it's a bit colder outside. The doors of the short rest are open, and it looks like there's some business going on inside, even though there was a big explosion the day before.
Huh.
Terry is nowhere to be found.
No,
Wasn't he behind us?
No,
No,
he took
he-
off ahead of you.
Oh.
He was
But
being
he was-
really sneaky, though. No one
Yeah,
would have
that's the
possibly
thing.
noticed.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's traveling at half speed because of his stealth checks.
Exactly.
Sweet. Is there a way for us to inconspicuously go inside?
You tell me.
We should probably go around the side of the building instead of straight up to the front doors.
That's a great idea, Ylka.
Does it have an
Yeah.
open stable or anything like that?
There's sort of like a lowered alcove below the main door to the right where the
Oh.
horses get tied up and
Yeah.
there's hay and water.
Good. Let's go in that way.
There's not a door. That's just like a little spot for horses and carriages.
I mean, Scoot can always make us a door.
There is a back door by the kitchen.
There's
that you've used in the
always a
past.
door.
Yeah.
It's enough rolls. There's always a
The
door.
one by the sewer entrance that you guys used in the past.
I follow Ylka around to the back door, and I do it with strides that look nothing like Lark's actual walking. So they're like really big, long steps, and I'm saying, just some strangers entering through the back door, and I say it really loud so that anyone around us would not know it's us.
Okay, this is like the back of the building. Scoot?
I can't even try to hide who I am because I'm so focused on what Lark is doing right now.
Sure.
I'm just mouth agape, for just like, why is he walking like that still? And then I could still see the outline of the hat through the cloak hood. And I might try to rip a little hole so that the feather can pop out.
Scoot, you have to be way sneakier.
Wow. So like everyone who's outdoor in this alley sees you all as you sneak around, except for Ylka maybe. You're actually being somewhat stealthy.
Yeah, I'm keeping close to the house.
Yeah.
Trying actually not to call any attention to myself.
Yeah. But Lark barges into the kitchen and the bar and tavern area of the short rest. And you see that there are various patrons in there. Many you don't recognize. Some of the staff from the Sea Plum are helping them out.
Cool.
Pog Waggletop is there serving drinks. He seems to be helping out. As you enter, actually, Ylka, you see on the roof of the building, it's very conspicuous that there are 3 large like falcons or eagles that seem to be watching you very closely. That's something that stands out to you.
Any distinct colors, markings?
No, brown or white,
3 large falcons.
Not ones that you recognize, not the one from the Gralhun Manor.
Neat.
They seem to be bigger, more like eagles.
All right.
Yep.
Where are the Troll Skull Irregulars?
They are inside, and they kind of announce to everyone, like, hey, guess what, everyone? SWOJ is back!
No, we're definitely strangers, young Troll Skull Irregulars.
And they like suck in what they were just saying and scatter and like scold each other and make their way back upstairs. And you hear a thumping noise of like kids rolling around upstairs.
Commence with your drinking, fellow patrons.
Taka doesn't seem to be around, but Leaf prepares you all a nice welcome home drink, whatever your flavor is.
But how can he tell it's us?
It seems like everyone at this point knows it's you. And actually, you notice as you walk in that some of the roll perception, everyone.
Oh, nat 20.
Wow, good
Right.
start.
5.
Modified 20.
Okay. So Lark and Scoot, despite your antics, you're so like involved with each other as you roll into the building that you notice several figures kind of like startle when you walk in and sort of lean away as if like they're surprised to see you, and then they're kind of like watching out of the corner of their eyes. It's almost like there's some figures in the tavern that are spying on you, like they're acting very shady, like Aragorn in the Prancing Pony.
That wasn't shady.
Different sizes and shapes.
Of course, he was literally in the shade.
It's getting towards evening at this point. The sun is starting to set.
And he did mean well.
Yeah. Maybe these folk also mean well.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do once you get into the...
Are they on opposite sides, or is it one group, many groups?
There's maybe 30 patrons, and you notice like just a few kind of scattered around.
The suspicious ones?
Yes.
Okay.
They're just enjoying their drinks too, though. It's not like they're doing anything particularly shady. They're just pointedly avoiding eye contact and kind of, being shady.
Yeah.
Neat. Well, I want to ask Leaf if anything interesting or notable has happened while we've been gone.
And as you ask him that, I'm going to pause this scene for a second, cut to Ramalia Haventree's manor, where Xae, your eyes start to flutter open, and you've had the craziest dream, and you feel not very well rested, to be honest. You're in an unfamiliar place, and you're holding Scoot's necklace with an agate dolphin in your hand.
Anything else in my hands?
Was the unicorn with you? I can't remember.
Yeah, we left
the unicorn is
unicorn
with
with
the
you.
unicorn's curled up with you too. The crystal unicorn. It seems to be snoozing. It's inanimate.
So I first look down at the necklace and then grab the unicorn and check to see if it is damaged in any way.
The unicorn seems fine. Like in your dreams, like you were with this unicorn, but it seems like it's totally inanimate, which isn't always the case. Like sometimes it kind of moves around or seems, to you at least, to be alive, but it seems especially just inert right now. It's kind of in this curled up football sort of shape, like it's sleeping.
So I'm going to tuck the unicorn into my clothes, not even in one of my pouches, but so that it's up against my skin so that I can feel like I'm taking care of it. I put Scoot's pendant around my neck, and I look around the room to try to figure out where I am. Am I still dreaming?
Yeah, you seem to be in a really fancy estate. Looks like somewhere in Waterdeep. It's typical architecture. But you notice as you kind of come to that there is a hooded and cloaked figure talking with a couple other humanoids over by the door. They seem to be talking in hushed tones, very energized, looking at you and gesturing and pointing. And it's not really clear what they're discussing. But then the cloaked and hooded figure sort of walks over to you at a clip and puts her hand on your shoulder. You can't really make her face out. It's covered by this dark hood.
I reach up and try to pull her hood back.
And she lets you.
Hood back.
And it's a beautiful elven woman of indeterminate age. She seems very poised and somewhat frazzled, like she's been traveling for a while. She's kind of, got like the dirt of the road, and you don't recognize her.
Wow, you're gorgeous, but you look really hungry. I'm hungry too. Could we go try to find something to eat?
And she nods and grins knowingly and says, "Perhaps the short rest?"
Yes!
Very well. And she does an arcane gesture in between the two of you with her hand that's not touching you, and you feel a sucking sound, and and then this kind of green light circles both of you, and you sort of twist and fall through space for a moment, and then in the center of Trollskull Manor, as Ylka is asking, what's going on? What's the news? Xae and this elven woman that you don't recognize kind of plunk down in the middle of the tavern, much to everyone's surprise. And she says, "Here we are."
Say!
Whoa!
Hey, guys. I have been having the craziest dreams.
Lark dives in and gives a giant hug. And then like quickly stands up and, I don't know this halfling. Hello, patrons.
Have you lost your memory, Lark?
No, we're trying to stay incognito. Nobody here knows it's us.
And the elven woman sort of grits her teeth and looks embarrassed. The patrons are like taking notes under the table and whatnot as they watch you.
Is it Leah?
No,
No,
you don't.
it's-
None of
It's
you
not
recognize
Leah.
her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zay, come sit
Not-
with us and tell us everything that happened.
Well,
And who's your friend?
I promised my new friend here, we're besties, that we would have some food.
Leaf?
Food, please.
And it's already on its way. Please. He brings you some cheese and some steak. It's freshly prepared. That was an Age of Empires reference, in case anyone it's a deep
Nice.
cut.
When did we get cow?
I know, I was thinking that too. I was like, was there a cow hanging out in the explosion last night?
Yeah, it's not really clear, but it's well seared.
Oh, no, it's horse.
Oh.
Oh, it is horse.
Horse steak.
Better not be Terry.
Oh my, yeah, where is Terry, guys?
And as you ask that, you hear a grrr from the front door as it slowly closes, and you see half of a horse head with an eye kind of peeking around the main doors, scoping out the situation. But there's nothing telepathic going on, and then it kind of dips back behind the doorway again, and you don't see Terry.
Don't look now, Zay, but Terry's been really sneaky.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love a sneaky horse.
Yeah.
He's super sneaky. We should get out of here where everyone can see us.
Yeah.
Okay, I grab the steak and cheese and gesture to my new best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Lark.
That's okay.
And lead them upstairs to the conference room.
Your new best friend says, "I'm sorry, I must be off."
but I don't even know your name yet.
And she steps by the door, steps back in surprise as she sees a giant horse standing in the doorway, turns towards you and says, Remalia Haventree. It's been a pleasure. And then she sweeps out the door.
Wait, we needed to talk to you.
Hey, I know where she lives now. Well, at least I know what the inside of one of her rooms looks like. So I bet I could find it again.
Sweet.
She says, I must be off. I have important news.
We'll look
And
for
she
you
sweeps
later.
away. Very well. And you head upstairs?
Before, are the irregulars still around?
They're upstairs.
They are upstairs already. Okay.
I'm going to grab my mug off the bar.
Mm-hmm. And the food?
You have the food. The
I
cheese
have-
and steaks.
Yes. Oh, well, we probably should get some more.
There's more. There's
I've been
plenty
holding it
available.
for a
It's that
while.
time of
Okay.
night, so they're preparing stuff. Yeah. There's
Uh,
some fruits, some seared veggies.
These folk that we think might be spying on us,
Mhm.
is there anything out of the ordinary about them? Clothes, markings, anything like that? Anything identifying?
Roll investigation.
Good that I'm on charge of this one. Let's see. Okay. All right. I rolled a 2. So it's a 1.
Xae notices Scoot looking around suspiciously and also looks around the room because obviously she should know everyone who's here in the short rest, is to see if any of her new friends
Do your
are
own
here
roll.
in the
Do you-
room.
Do I even know they're people?
I'm trying to figure out how to convey that. Yeah.
Scoot sees a stool sitting on top of another stool, and
You just noticed that Leah is not here, and you're wondering where she is.
Hey, I
You
miss
know,
Leah.
She's been missing for a while.
Leah, where are you?
Mm-hmm. But you don't recognize any of the folks.
Okay.
Xae looks around with great interest, having rolled a 17.
Oh, well, with that, you recognize, you don't recognize many of the patrons, but you do recognize one individual seems to match the profile of one of the carnies you saw in the Dock Sword, who was working with Zardoz Zord. And he's just kind of enjoying his drink and keeping to himself.
Okay, I quickly nudge Scoot in the ribs and I say, hey, isn't that one of the guys from the Dock Sword? Quietly. And I nudge I throw a piece of steak in the general direction.
What? You just chuck it at the guy?
Yeah, but it falls short. Is my goal. Oh no! An attack roll.
The guy acts like nothing happened. He keeps on sipping his beer and raises his eyebrows and stares at you pointedly.
Oh, sorry. Could you get that for me? Never mind. I don't say that.
You don't say that? Okay.
Okay, well, my goal was I would like to go upstairs and get the irregulars to keep an eye on the people who might be spying us so that we could go do our thing up there and then give them the quest of seeing if they do anything suspicious or talk to anybody suspicious and report back. But since I can't even identify people with a role like that, I don't know how I'll be able to convey that. Maybe just, hey, go downstairs and check it out.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's
you get
essentially-
upstairs. You see Nat and Jenks,
Okay.
the leader and the wizard, sort of duking it out. Squidly seems to be missing, the tiefling one.
Mhm.
However, you say that, or what do you say to them? Just get down there?
It seems like there's shady people down there. Go see if they talk to other shady people. I think it's about as much as I can convey.
Nat kind of rolls her eyes and then makes some gestures with her hands to Squidly, or to Jenks. And Jenks is like, the great wizard Jenks is on the case!
Yeah.
And he stomps downstairs and
Jenks-
sits down and starts playing with his wand.
Jenks.
Just his toy.
Jenks got it. All right. Jenks good.
So you're upstairs in the antechamber. This is more like the inside of the manor, you know. There's like bedrooms and there's a bathroom. There's another staircase going up to the 3rd floor. But there's a bunch of private rooms that aren't in use.
Say, how did you get here?
Remalia Haventree brought me through a green portal.
What?
Yeah.
Have we figured out like green? Like we keep seeing
there
green portals, right?
significance
Are they
in that?
always transportation portals? Is this a thing we've put together, or no? Why are there always green portals?
You could roll knowledge arcana.
I'm gonna do that.
No, just not a skill.
Just roll arcana. I like to call it knowledge arcana. It's my special
Oh my
flair.
god! I rolled a 3, which is
Yeah.
oh plus 3, 6.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't think you know what the colors of portals mean,
No,
but you have been seeing a lot of green portals.
man, there's a lot of green portals.
I feel like Ylka would know at least something about this. I'm going to give that one a shot.
Yeah, okay.
9.
You know that teleportation portals can be all different colors. It's not necessarily green. It's more of a wizard. Like maybe if there are many green portals, they were all taught by the same wizard, like the same technique is being used. But it's not like a given thing that they're all green or anything.
Okay.
So you came through a portal. Just one?
I'm guessing it was a portal. Yeah. Yeah, I was in some room. And how did I get there? Why did you guys leave me behind?
We left the dolphin with you so you would know that you'd be safe.
It did make me feel safe.
Speaking of
Thank
which,
you.
can I have that back?
I remove it off of my neck and hand it gingerly to him.
I gingerly take it and slowly,
Definitely didn't damage it in any way.
Scoot just being stoic as hell.
slowly takes it back off and starts to examine it to see if Xae jacked this thing up at all.
SWOJ definitely didn't.
You were
Yeah.
sleeping for a really long time.
Scoot's
We-
form of kindness.
We were put on trial. There was a judge and it was crazy. And then an octopus thing came through the window and killed a bunch of people. This is probably out of order.
Did it kill any of you?
No, we're still
We're
alive.
here.
Excellent.
And we got out of jail, but people think we're still in jail. And we saw you a long time ago squish a giant tentacle monster.
Yeah. In the solstice.
I'm awesome.
Yeah, I know.
I feel so informed now about what happened while I
Yeah,
was
that's pretty
asleep.
much it.
Yep.
So we found the rock, the Stone of Golorr.
Oh, yeah, that's important too.
Yeah. And when we touch it, sometimes it takes over our consciousness and gives us weird visions.
Which is what we think happened to you.
Yeah. Because we had like mini visions and then you went into a vision for a very, very long time and you were just unconscious. It was
I never
terrible.
touched the stone.
But maybe you secretly touched it.
Baby.
You have no memory of touching the stone.
Yeah, I did. No.
What did you see in your vision?
I saw Lyrian.
Lyrian?
You know, Lyrian.
No?
Who's
What?
Lyrian?
Who?
You guys all know Lyrian.
I
And
don't think so.
I reach down into my shirt, not very subtly at all, and pull Lyrian out of my bosom. The glass?
It's crystal.
Crystal
Crystal is
unicorn.
Oh, I never
What?
knew Lyrian had a name.
I thought his name was Charlie.
How do we spell that? That's
Charlie
X.
Did I forget
L.
to tell you guys about Lyrian's name? I've known it for episodes.
Oh.
So what, hours now?
It's a couple weeks,
Days.
few weeks.
Days.
Lyrian
Lyrian?
the
Did you name it
unicorn.
Lyrian?
I didn't. Lyrian told me this is its name.
What?
Lyrian doesn't come to you in your dreams?
No.
No, I had this awful one about Christmas puns.
I dreamed about my mom.
That's right.
Christmas puns?
My grandpa either killed me or brought me back to life. It was unclear.
Not both?
How about both?
Probably both, let's be honest.
Oh, that
My
sounds
existence is
traumatic.
always kind of murky.
Well, I think that Lyrian is in trouble, and that should be our next focus after we get back the Stone of Golorr.
But Lyrian looks safe in your hand.
Well, yeah, I've been keeping her safe, and I put her back into my bosom. But in my dreams, she's actually being controlled and manipulated by a mind flayer. Maybe if we found Lyrian and saved her, that would solve all of our problems.
We have to. That's part of our mission right now is to go defeat a mind flayer or a source of power, which is being used to create eldritch monsters of various types, including kinds I can't remember the names of.
Oh, poor Lyrian. She's the source of power.
Brain
It
eaters.
is the source of power.
Lyrian's the source of power.
I think she might be. I don't know if her gender.
So we
I
have to
don't know
either
if it
destroy the mind
matters.
flayer or destroy Lyrian.
Here you go. Just kidding. I don't really give you.
Well, maybe there's a way to free Lyrian from this in a way that won't destroy her.
I think that should be our goal.
That would be nice.
Let's do it after we take a long rest tonight.
That'd be great.
My dreams didn't give me any clues as to where Lyrian might be located other than deep beneath the ground in tunnels lined with eyes that seem to follow you as you
That's
descend.
creepy. That sounds like it would be a secret stair underneath the castle ward. If I was gonna,
Wow.
Yes.
I think that sounds true.
based on what Lyral told us, I think it might be
Who's that?
Lyral Silverhand. She's the open lord of Waterdeep.
We've made friends too.
You were at her place.
Yeah, I show
when you
her.
woke
I
up.
show
think
Xae
I
my
was around-
minifig.
Was I?
That's right.
She's this. She's this, but bigger.
How much? Wow. So, is that our next adventure? Is going deep beneath the castle ward?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Someone's coming here tomorrow morning to meet us and bring us there.
New friends?
I yes.
Yeah. The
Wait. Lyrian, is that the name of the unicorn? I wanted to write it down in my little notebook, and I already forgot.
Yeah, Lyrian.
Yes,
Lyrian,
Lyrian.
okay.
XLYRIAN.
That's an X and a Z. Yeah.
4 Qs.
So as you say, new friends,
Apostrophe.
you hear a sort of a shuffling and some laughter that you recognize as Squidly's voice coming from just around the corner, around the doorway. And then Squidly kind of tumbles into the frame, into a vision, and he says, "Hey guys,
Hi, Squidly.
Hey,
Squidly, you
hey,
sound
yeah.
Really?
so I'm
mature.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to pick on you.
Wow.
I thought it was a thing. I was.
He says, "No, it's all
noticing.
right. I've been trying to sound more badass, so I appreciate that, Xae. I mean, the other two irregulars don't really give me a lot of credit sometimes because I'm always getting into trouble. But I think if I really put on this persona, anyway, I heard you guys talking about some serious stuff. And anyway, why don't you
Guys-
come over here? Hey, Thale.
We did a terrible job being discreet if Squidly overheard us.
Well, but they live in the walls. They hear everything.
That's true.
And from the direction that Squidly came, an individual enters the room. You can describe yourself.
And
What do you look like?
entering around the corner is a average, little under height, also tiefling. He frankly looks similar to Squidly in color, slightly reddish tint. Too short-ish, as tieflings go, horns coming out of his head. You can see underneath his cloak, there's a tail that's lashing a little bit. And if you look closely around the edges of his face, there's a little bit of what looks like it might be scaling. Like he has some scales going on around.
Is that normal for tieflings? I'm asking out of character. Sorry.
They run the gamut.
Okay.
Hey, hi. So I was just checking in on Squidly, and he was telling me all about you.
Squidly's like, yeah, that's right. Thale came right away, man. After that explosion last night, he's the best big brother. He'd do anything for me, and I'd do anything for him.
Squidly, I didn't know you had a brother.
That's right.
Squidly, I didn't know you had an accent.
Well, I've been working on it, you see. I've learned that on the streets, if you have a sort of an affectation to your voice, people give you more credit.
You watched Rocky last night, huh?
Yeah. What does
what is
Pulitzer
that?
charge you for a stack of newspapers?
About 10 cents a paper. It was 12 cents, but we unionized.
Oh, Squidly, that's great.
if you
Wait,
did-
what's your brother's name again? Thale?
Fail.
Thale, like quail with a TH,
Oh,
And a Z and an X.
if you like.
And if you use different accents, different people give you money.
Exactly.
All
See,
depends
so
on
smart.
all depends on who
district
you
you're
work
in.
around.
So smart. What's that?
Which district you're in? Yeah.
Mhm.
You drop the accent when you go up the Kings Road.
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
you gotta
naturally.
think about it.
Of course.
Wow. Someone
Anyway,
upped their performance while we were
Thale-
away.
How many accents have you learned now?
Many.
All right, let's hear another
Very
one.
Many. I don't know where that one came from. That was kind of weird. Anyway, Thale, I thought, I guess you tell him what you know, because
Well,
you got some experience here.
I just, you all have done so much for Squidly and for the irregulars. I know
We love them.
it's been great. I guess I just heard a little bit of that, but I guess I wanted to help if I could for what you've done for my brother. I know a little bit about. You're saying that you want to go down into the castle ward.
yes. Yeah, we want to go. There's a secret stair under the castle ward, and somebody is meeting us here. Wait a minute. How do we know that you're actually Squidly's brother?
I was just gonna ask that, except for I have no reason to be suspicious.
Squidly's like, what are you talking about, Lark?
Squidly, is this really your brother? We're supposed to be incognito right now, and there's a lot of people looking for us, and this guy could be trouble.
Listen, man, I know my brother when I see him. Ain't that right, Thale?
Yeah, I don't have any reason to tell you that I am am or am not his brother, I guess. But why would I?
Tell him that one story about that time when you saved me from the demi troll.
Sure. So we were in the docks ward, and you gotta make money somehow, and so this troll just came down the road, and I just had to grab him and pull him out of the way because he was like trying to convince the troll that the troll should give him money, and I was like, Squidly, this is not. I pulled him out of the way of the rampaging troll, and I was like, Squidly, you can't. This is just a troll. You can't. It's not going to give you money.
Is that really what happens, Squidly?
That's right. See, only my brother would know that.
Okay, Thale, what's Squidly's favorite food?
Shrimp.
Is that true?
You wound me, Thale. Son of a bitch. You know how much I hate shrimp.
Well, it's cheap though.
Okay,
Go to the docks board, you can just pick it up.
All right,
exactly
I'm convinced.
I'm sick of shrimp, Thale.
Well, Thale, we're pretty big, tough adventurers, and we're going down against some dangerous things. Do you have any can you fight?
I mean, I've been living on the streets for enough that I learned how to take care of myself.
Just for me, that was the docks ward that the troll was rampaging.
Yes.
That was the story. I'm pretty familiar there. Could I roll to see if I have any memory of such an event?
Yeah,
That
roll
seems
history.
like history?
Roll not knowledge history.
Not knowledge history. 12.
Yeah, you know that Trolltide is an annual holiday in Waterdeep where everyone dresses up like monsters and runs around the streets, and the kids take weapons and stuff and fight them, and it's all very cute. But once in a while, somebody actually lets a real monster into the city, and this was one such instance where somebody brought an actual troll on Trolltide. It was a big deal. So everyone still talks about it sometimes.
I probably respect that prank.
Yep.
That sounds like a good one. That's a good healthy prank to pull.
That's right.
Rampaging troll.
Yeah.
And I, depending on where you're going, I might be able to provide you some knowledge there. There might be things I know about the area.
Are you familiar with the sewers under Castle Ward?
I mean, yeah.
Squidly's like, yeah, Thale used to work for the Xanathar.
What?
It's tough shit.
Now you say it.
Well, I didn't say it.
Oh,
Why
sorry,
used
Thale.
to?
They've been changing a little bit with this with what's going on with the Zentarum, and it's been all of a sudden not quite what I thought I was going to be doing at the time. The Xanathar don't know that I'm not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
I was telling that to you just now, but
sorry, you know me, my mouth runs ahead of my brain.
Yep.
So the Xanathar think you still work for them?
Well, yeah, they don't have any reason to think otherwise.
That could be
Be really handy.
Yeah, definitely.
Second later, Scoot says, that could be really handy.
And so I mean, Squidly was telling me about you, but they're like, what happened? Like you were there was this giant explosion that I came after and helped a little bit with cleaning up a little bit, and then you, where have you been? What happened?
Baby robot threw a marble at us, and then we went to Christmas Land.
Yeah, we chased. Well, first we had to
what's a
chase
robot?
them.
The Nimblewright.
Yeah, little metal golden thingy with too many legs.
You can abstract summarizing everything if you want.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah,
We tell Thale what happened.
Great, thank you.
I had a nap,
Zay had a good long nap.
but I woke up.
But
feeling
still
real
not with a
crappy.
long rest.
Yeah, there were doppelgangers.
In our recounting, in our confusing recounting of what just happened to us, we also tell Zay so that she kind of knows too.
Yeah.
But it was really
So-
confusing.
Yep, I
This-
sing almost every solstice song that came up as it pops in the telling.
And I spent a really long time trying to remember all of the names of the pain deer. But I can still only remember Kritsum.
Kritsum.
and Ripsum.
Kritsum's the favorite.
Yeah.
There was dandruff. Was
And
one of them.
night falls.
There were these
Yeah.
tasty little cookies.
Did you save me one?
Oh, maybe. I'm gonna look in my pockets. Do I still have one, perchance?
No, you do not.
I don't. I'm sorry. Honey.
So the captain was a doppelganger?
Yes, he was. But
maybe-
we don't know if he always was.
Right. We think he wasn't to start, but we suspect that Williford Crowell doppelgangered him.
So we don't know if Captain Steggett was actually a doppelganger the whole time, like if he was always Wilford Crowell, or if there's Captain Steggett is somewhere dead or imprisoned.
I wonder if he was a doppelganger the last time he arrested me.
What did he
got
arrest
arrested
you
by
for?
Captain Steggett?
Cool.
I don't know that time. Probably theft.
Probably theft.
Oh.
So you have a trade.
Well, I've been working for the Xanathar.
I know, but that could be anything. You could be muscle. You could be assassinations.
Well,
but
the one that's easy to track
Scoot
is
has
the
all these
theft.
fantasies.
is the theft. Okay. I'm just wondering, because you seem capable. I just wanted to know if you had any hobbies.
Well,
Like stealing.
not dying is one of them.
Yeah, we all share that hobby here.
Yeah, that's the
Except
the
Lark.
primary.
Except Lark.
Some better than others.
That's the one that I take the most time on because it's hard.
Not dying?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a good hobby.
Seems
I
like there's a
think,
story there.
Lark's doing a great job at that hobby. Gets real close a lot.
A lot of
So-
practice.
He has the most practice.
Studies
in
it
that.
extensively.
I mean, you say you're looking to go down to the castle ward. I have a lot of experience down in the sewers under the castle ward. What are you trying to do?
We gotta beat up a brain monster.
We're looking for a particular path that will lead us deep beneath the castle ward, potentially down to where there might be like pools of water or other liquidy things.
We're gonna kill the Xanathar.
There we go.
Also, there's a goldfish.
Squidly's like, holy shiny stuff.
A goldfish?
Dear
Yeah.
God. So when you say that, do you tell me more?
Well, the Xanathar has a favorite little fish. It's the only thing he trusts.
Uh-huh.
So we have to get close enough to the fish.
And then what?
Are you telling me the Xanathar is crazy?
He is
Straight up.
crazy.
Highly
Yeah.
paranoid,
Follow
I think
him?
is the best way to put it. Highly paranoid.
Definitely.
As Xae ponders this, do I think the mind flayer I saw is the Xanathar? Or the
you-
Xanathar?
You know that the mind flayer you saw was the one that you saw in the sewers when you were rescuing Floon 13 episodes ago.
Okay.
And probably not the Xanathar,
Okay.
but connected. Not that you've seen a lot of mind flayers, but you recognize it.
I think we're working at similar purposes, but I feel like I don't think the Xanathar is who has Lyrian trapped.
So, okay.
So I think
Who
we
do you
should
think is-
decide if we want to take out the Xanathar or if we want to rescue.
Oh, we need to get one of the blue stones.
Yeah,
which
one
is
of the
going to be inside the fish tank.
one of the eyes for the Stone of Golorr is in the fish tank of the Xanathar. So we need to get that out. But he's using a mind flayer to create all of the brain eaters, which I forgot the name of. And there's like a pool, and they're climbing out of there, and they're possibly, it sounds like, using the unicorn to power that transformation.
They're called yerks.
Oh, I was going to take out his
You
Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Applegate frowns.
Intellect of ours.
Intellect of ours. I just remembered. A
Do you-
voice.
Do you know what the Xanathar is?
It's a giant beholder, and he loves a fish. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna stab
he
him right in the eye
is.
with my rapier.
Which one?
What?
He does
Which
have-
eye?
It's got a lot
I mean,
the middlest
the
eye.
biggest one.
Okay.
right in the middle.
So your plan is to go and kill a beholder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to join us?
I think perhaps we should start by considering ways we might protect ourselves from mind flayers, and we should maybe keep them from producing more of such monsters by rescuing Lyrian.
So
And
as
he
soon
might
as,
have some ideas.
Yeah.
as soon as we pull Lyrian away, whatever's in that tank won't be able to use Lyrian as a power source anymore. Is that what you're saying?
That's my thought.
Yeah.
And
I mean-
then we stab the Xanathar in the eye.
If
Yes.
that'll be option B.
Yeah, that's the second step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step 2.
We could just
And if we don't get to step
distract
2,
him and get the eye out of the fish tank.
Yes, distraction seems like a better option. Than
Just-
Squidly is just wrapped right now. The other two Troll Skull regulars have kind of worked their way back up the stairs, and they're just listening, and they're all so excited.
I mean, I can help
fearlessly.
you get in there. I will do what I can because I think that the Xanathar are frankly killing people, and I would rather that lay people weren't dying.
That sounds good. I think there's only one qualification that we need to know. Have you ever killed a beholder?
I have been in the lair of the Xanathar.
Close enough. You're
That'll
in.
do.
take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never killed a beholder. Can I still be in the group?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, do we have a good general knowledge of beholders and what they're capable of?
Roll Arcana.
Any
I
of
do
us
have
know
I
what
do
we're
have
up
Volo's
against.
guide in my bag.
There are folk tales.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of going
Yeah.
off of. I'm not looking for specifics, but
21 on
Wow.
Ylka.
Ilka's on it.
My knowledge is entirely based on whatever Volo wrote, so that might be sketchy.
what I've heard on the seas would give me a 7.
So not much.
not a ton. Just yeah.
You've heard that they can turn people to stone.
Okay.
Yep.
That's enough to freak me out.
Xae rolled a modified 20.
Okay. So, and Lark,
I didn't even roll.
Oh.
Do you want me to? Or
if you want to.
I'm just
I want
thinking-
mine to be entirely based on what Volo said. So whatever
Volo's
misinformation
actually written
that
a
is.
lot. Some accurate and some not. But yeah, you have all these different stories.
I want to
about
believe the
biological
most
things.
like crazy thing that Volo wrote about it.
Okay. The craziest thing that Volo wrote about beholders. Volo wrote that beholders are so powerful that anything within like half a mile, they can make eye stalks pop out of and eyeballs pop out of and just watch their surroundings. They're called eye tyrants because they have complete control over eyes and make them appear everywhere.
That's exactly what I believe. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I feel like if Xae remembers something, it's like a vision out of her past. So
Mhm.
she doesn't remember how or why she knows it. Like she could have either been there or she could have read it but what does she remember?
Xae would know that beholders are really outside of the natural order of things. They don't reproduce naturally. They don't really follow any there's something from out of time and space almost. They're these weird relics of some ancient magic, and they somehow spawn other beholders into existence. They usually don't get along and murder each other. They're very narcissistic creatures, to a T, every single one. And that's
So what I'm hearing
the
is we
nature
need to
of them.
find a second beholder
Get them
and let them
fight
destroy
each other.
Right. And Ylka, you've heard stories about the Xanathar.
Oh, yeah, it-
specifically.
Definitely with all the nefarious juju my family's been into,
Mm-hmm.
I would have heard stories, read novels.
Yep. You've heard that the Xanathar is sort of a placeholder name, and that many beholders have actually held the title and just murdered each other over the years and then assumed the role. And that's not really common knowledge. That's just like something that you've heard from like your inner family talks as they discuss the goings on in the city. That like the beholder was, or the Xanathar was replaced recently.
So a weird parallel to the goldfish.
Yes, exactly.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
it's this weird thing. Maybe that's why the Xanathar loves it so much. You know that it has outposts all around the city. Skullport is a sort of like a hive of scum and villainy below Waterdeep, inside the mountain of Waterdeep, and that's kind of its main base. Like the Xanathar controls almost the whole town. But people don't generally go there unless they have some lawless activity to do, because it's so dangerous and because the Xanathar controls it.
So, are you all, remind me, you need to kill the Xanathar or just steal from the Xanathar?
Eventually, it probably needs to die. Whether or not we're equipped to do that on this trip, we need to get down there, get the shiny blue stone away from the goldfish, and
Save a unicorn.
save a crystal unicorn.
No, she's not. She's alive.
Save a real unicorn who is represented in effigy by this little crystal, because her energy is being used to power the what's?
Alchemical transformations.
That's the one.
Okay.
At this point, it's pushing towards sunset. It's getting darker outside.
Did we hear anything back from the irregulars on the people downstairs who
shady
were
folk?
shady people?
No, they're letting you guys discuss.
Okay.
They're kind of keeping out of it.
Yeah, so what do you think, Thale, of our plan?
I mean, sure.
That didn't sound like a plan.
I thought it sounded
goals.
Yep.
great.
Those are goals.
Go-
How are you? I mean, I can help. Did you have a plan to get in there?
Yeah, tomorrow morning someone's coming to get us and they're going to bring us there.
Who's coming?
We don't know, but it's going to be someone awesome.
Sure.
Who's sending them?
Laryl Silverhand. But shh, don't say that, Thale. It's secret. Also, we're incognito.
Who's sending you on this mission?
Laryl Silverhand.
That's secret,
Why?
though.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
We
We can't say it's confidential.
Lark keeps her in his pocket. Show him.
Yeah,
Show him, Lark.
I show my minifig.
Thale looks aghast and a little horrified.
I see that you love it, but you can't borrow it.
Why would you keep an effigy of the tyrannical ruler of Waterdeep in your pocket?
She's not tyrannical.
Fail.
Of course she is. She thinks she's a demigod.
She is a demigod.
Excuse me?
I did see her throw a brain across the room once.
Fail, I think maybe you're not in our group anymore.
No, we need him. We just have slightly different religious beliefs about gods and deities.
Squidly's like, yeah, Thale doesn't take any shit from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Least of all the masked lords or the open lord.
Mm-hmm.
Lark is really sullen and goes and rolls up in a nearby bed or something.
That's it.
I'm done.
I mean, I can help you get into the Xanathar because I got issues there, but I don't. If you're here in league with the Silverhand, I don't know how that's
I
going
don't
to
know
go.
how in league we are. We met her yesterday. It's not like we have a long, deep history.
To be fair, we've kind of gone on quests for about 7 or 8 different opposing factions at one point or another. I think we're really kind of agnostic as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Lark has
Everyone's cranky about it.
yeah, I don't know. There was just a trial. I don't know if you heard about that. Okay.
I mean, you just told me about it.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, basically,
It's been in the Waterdeep Wazoo. Like today's headline was like SWOJ wrecks the high road and gets sent to a men's farm. Pretty much like you guys are pegged as lawless people.
Yeah,
I have personally suplexed at least 2 carriage drivers. So take that as you will. I mean, I guess that's my hobby.
You know, I mean, I'm not super happy that affected lay people, but
They weren't very lay people.
the people on the road were.
Well,
Yeah, that's why
I
I
wasn't
protected
aiming for them.
That's
I just pushed
totally
him
not what
right
the
out of
paper
the
said.
way. Well, you can't always believe the media.
Squidly says, "Yeah, I heard those people were working for the Castlanters, and then you messed them up." That's what Jenks was saying. Fucking Castlanters, right, Dale?
Oh yeah,
Right.
They are
Really,
Spits.
really, we don't really work for anyone except for probably the people of Waterdeep. We just want to see everyone safe and
Well, and
taken
that's-
care of.
that I can tell that and how you've helped my brother, and you know that's why I'm here, I guess, is because you have been helping and because you know just do stuff and you're not one of the really problematic nobles that just rolled us down.
Yeah, stupid nobles.
I have like another
Yeah,
minifig
stupid
that I'm
nobles.
pretending is Thale right now, like Thale, and then Laryl is like
A hand just appears over those and just crushes them and pulls them away.
This escalated.
And he
You just crushed my Laryl
That's a
Silverhand's
cantrip.
minifig.
I'm actually super impressed
I-
with this magic, though.
I specifically crushed whatever you were doing to impersonate me.
I pinch you.
I pull a pillow over my head.
no
and that's
peach, no
it.
peach. Dale, that was amazing. You have a lot of skill.
Thank you.
Tell us.
I'm a little rather frustrated that I'm being insulted as it relates to the tyrannical ruler of the town. But you know, whatever.
So, Thale, can we offer you a room in the short rest for the night while we consider our end goals and the kinds of things we might need to do to get there?
Sure.
Like,
as long as it's not near Lark's. Great.
Is this going exactly how you hoped for it, illustrious DM?
No comment, but yes.
Yeah,
Why
so
weren't we this suspicious with Staggett?
I think we learned our lesson.
Hey, I think he's here to help. We should accept his help and get some sleep and eat some food. Not in that order.
I agree, but
I
I
could
think
use some food.
is there anything we should like because Troll Skull Alley is pretty hooked up with various vendors. Like, should we be preparing anything to go down into the sewers?
I mean, if you want to go up against the Xanathar, if you can go find anything that helps against magical crap, against, you know, giant rays that are going to come out of eyeballs and shoot you, against being turned to stone, anything like that would be super useful.
So, like a shield? Would we want a tangible shield or a magical shield?
Definitely magical.
Magical shield against the rays.
Or something that helps keep us hidden and be more stealthy.
Mm-hmm. Or again, like they can. So the eyes of the Xanathar are all over that lair. You can see everywhere. It's really has creeped me out sometimes. So things began being stealthy would be super useful. He will try to turn you to stone. So anything that could stop against turning to stone would also be useful. I might be able to go find some contacts and go look for stuff. I don't have the coin for it, but if I might be able to go reach out and acquire something for you if you can supply some coin for it.
If you guys want to like make rolls for contacts, or if you have any specific things you'd like to look for at the nighttime, we can abstract it pretty quick.
I'd like to go visit the Emerald Enclave
Mm-hmm.
and concentrate on learning how to pass without a trace, so that
Definitely.
I can do that by the morning.
Definitely. You don't. Okay, so while you do that, there aren't any other druids there. There are lots of animals. The Falconmere Estate, where the Emerald Enclave is quartered, is a big mansion that's basically been overrun by wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's tended to by the druids of the Enclave, but there aren't any there at the moment. Usually Leah would be there, or Melanor, Fellbranch, but they're both missing.
Oh, that's who I was hoping to talk to.
However, the animals that are there seem sentient, and through communing with them, you learn how to cast the spell Pass Without Trace.
Excellent. So I feel like I'm a little bit more prepared to go down into places where the walls are covered with ice.
Mm-hmm. The animals also tell you that Leah has been missing for some days now. She hasn't come home. And they're kind of wondering where she is.
Well, she hasn't been at the short rest either. I'll be sure to keep an eye out for Leah.
Sure.
I hope she hasn't been alchemically transformed into something creepy. I say to
Ylka is
myself.
gonna use this time to focus her magic on the new ritual Find Familiar, and she is manifesting the hawk that they found in the Gralhund estate.
Yep.
So she is spending that time summoning the familiar, releasing it, getting comfortable with all that.
Okay, so you can make it appear kind of at will.
Mm-hmm.
As you're practicing that, you, like in the dead of night, after you've been practicing it for some hour or two, you hear a rapping outside your window, tapping upon your...
At my chamber door?
Yeah, pretty much.
Distinctly, I remember. It was in the bleak December, and a separate dying ember rot. Anyway.
It's actually not December, it's Night Owl.
Night Owl?
Yeah.
Anyway, I stride to the window and throw it open and quote poet, whatever's out there.
And a few birds sweep into the room. It appears to be a small featherless pigeon and a couple of giant eagles. And they all kind of caw at you and inspect your falcon buddy very closely as it looks sort of bewildered next to you.
Neat. The eagles are friendly with the pigeon?
They seem like they're kind of like testing it, like feeling out what it's like, making sure it's legit.
Oh, they're all
Scoping
the
it
three
out.
of them are friendly, but the eagles are friendly with the featherless pigeon.
Correct.
That flew in.
The pigeon you recognize, it's Sally the pigeon. She's
And
all
then-
scorched.
They're checking out my new falcon familiar.
Yep.
Neat. So I'm going to use this time with birds here to try using my familiar's eyes
Mm-hmm.
and see if I can place myself into my hawk friend,
Oh, yeah.
and then communicate as best I can with the birdies and see what happens.
Roll animal handling.
Nice.
19.
19. Yeah, you feel like you can almost speak their language in caws and screeches. It's very noisy. The rest of you, if you're nearby, you probably hear this from your rooms. But what do you say to them?
I ask if they've noticed anything strange around this manor.
The two eagles kind of take you in and then glance at Sally the pigeon, and Sally steps forward, flanked by the two eagles, and is like,
Now we've been keeping an eye on things. Don't worry, we got this place locked down. Yeah, we got some shady figures downstairs, but they don't mean shit. It's all right. Don't worry, you're under the protection of Sally and my organization. Ain't that right, boys?
Oh, please ask what the
And
organization
the two
is.
eagles kind of glance at her and nod. Bob their heads. Like
Sally, do you go by any other names?
They just call me
Vinny the fish.
It's not the bird father, but it's my new moniker. They call me the Queen of the North Ward. I just took it on last night. I think it's fitting.
Squidly, is it you?
Excuse me?
Oh. No, there's 3 of you. I thought somehow... Never mind.
What? This is just my voice.
No, okay. Nope. I thought the 3 of you
No,
were somehow birdie manifestation. Never, it's fine.
No,
You-
it's just how we talk. What?
Anyway, you want to go for a flight?
Well, that's kind of insensitive. I don't have many feathers. It's hard.
You're smaller than me. You could ride on my shoulders. Let's try it.
All right.
And she hops on with your permission.
Yeah, I'm going to start navigating these wings and see if I can fly out the window. It may or may not work. I've never flown before.
Yeah, you're able to. It comes
Sweet.
naturally. And the you kind of fly in formation with the 2 eagles. They're sort of like, bounce like bodyguards for Sally. They just keep an eye on you and on her.
Sweet. I'm just
As you
going to
go.
circle around and see if I notice anything suspicious and learn how to fly.
You notice a hooded figure on the roof of Vincent Trench's
Son of a bitch.
building, who kind of seems to be watching you for a moment before vanishing, just like dematerializing.
Sneaky.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, no, everyone's sleeping.
That's what I want to do
It's
with
the
my
dead of
evening.
night. Very well. And you seem, by the end of the night, you seem to have like a really close fellowship with Sal. You notice that there's other birds that kind of like nod to you or fly with you from time to time. It seems like there's this whole organization of birds in the area that seem to be checking in with Sally or delivering messages or doing some kind of thing. It's all very surprising and overwhelming to someone who has not much knowledge of bird culture.
Awesome. Then I'm going to fly back to the bedroom, release my hold on the falcon's eyes or the hawk's eyes, and get some sleep.
All right. Zay?
I was just wondering if anybody grabbed my, do I have my weapons anywhere? Do I have any of my stuff?
Yeah, you do. We'll say
Okay.
you do.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
I think you had it all until you were taken to the courtroom, and then
Laryl had our stuff brought to us.
Laryl Headers. Yeah. Yep,
Oh,
exactly.
I feel like we never answered Thale's question of...
if we want to give him some money
Yeah.
and send him out to do stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can we retcon that?
Yeah.
I feel like we kind
I
of
mean, we're kind of charting out the night right now. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I was. That was most my thing. Was
I'm gonna... I don't know what stuff costs. Thale, what could you get for us with 10 gold pieces?
almost nothing. Just if we're looking for magical protection, this is something I have a little bit of knowledge on. Anything base level is going to be at least 50 gold. If you want to get actually decent stuff, it's going to be hundreds for protection of this sort, and even that's going to be one-time use stuff. I deal with it pretty often in the guild of stealing from others and acquiring stuff from them. But if you actually want serious protection, that's going to cost more things than I have the funds for.
Can we send him to Leaf or Tega to take some money from
We
the
have
Amalia
so
fund?
much money in the till downstairs or whatever.
Sweet. There's
Yeah.
buttloads of money downstairs.
You just tell
Is
me
that
that?
accurate?
You do know that the Castlanders have stopped sending you money.
They have. Okay.
Yeah, but we had
Yeah.
so much built up
Yeah.
from before they
Yep.
stopped sending
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, if it makes you feel any better, this is Castle Lantern money you'll be spending to
Sure.
protect us.
That sounds great.
So what are you looking for?
I know what I would be looking for. If any of you have some thoughts, I would be looking for, stuff for healing, stuff for protection. Really, if I can, I don't know if I can find it, but if I can find something for, again, to protect or deal with turning to stone, that'd be super
huge.
useful.
Yeah. I would say look for shielding, particularly anything that's going to shield us from the magic we might be up against.
Okay. I will go out and see what I can find.
Do we know any contacts we could send him to?
I mean, I have some contacts. It's just whether or not they actually have any of that.
Well, there's also the Carnies, right? From the Sea Maiden's Fair.
There's a carny downstairs I recognized.
Do we trust them with the knowledge of what we're about to do?
We're just asking for gear at this point. We're just trying to get some stuff. We got all this money. Business is going well. We want to get some things. It's time to splurge.
On, some fun little items that magically shield us against getting turned to stone.
Yeah.
For funsies.
Yeah.
So should we
So
give
what do
him
you do?
600 gold? That's what, 4 days worth of.
That's okay. That's a lot of gold.
is a
I
lot.
think he should just go downstairs and. Lark is not in this conversation. Out of.
You would have still been there. We're retconning.
No, I mean.
Oh, you're hiding in a
you were-
corner.
Yeah, I have a pillow over my head.
He's mad.
But yeah, I think whatever he needs to take downstairs, just send him down. In the interest of time, I think we should let him go and then get going tomorrow morning.
Sure.
Figured
Yeah,
it.
I'll take 600 and I will go see what I can find. Looking for healing potions, anti-petrification stuff.
Okay.
Specifically, if there's a magical shield anywhere, like a physical one.
I mean, I can see if I can have one. 600 gold is not going to cover that.
All right. Well, I also have I have the winnings that I had from that place. That was about 200. I got a perfect rapier kicking around here. I don't know what that's for, but I picked that up at some point, so I'll just hand that off. So there's an extra 200 and a rapier. Take this.
Sure.
Just think I do all the work.
I mean,
Otherwise, I can go downstairs, talk to the carnies, and see, because that'd be my. I would go to the carnies. I would go to the docks ward, and because I worked there for a long time, so
Sure.
I would see if anybody has any info from there. That would be where I go.
Okay.
But it sounds like we've got kind of a consolidation of where we could get.
Well, we can handle those two tasks with rolls.
Sure.
So first, if
Okay.
you roll investigation to find out what kind of deals you can get.
17.
17. Okay, so you have contacts down in Skullport, actually, and you know the ways to get down there pretty quickly. So you're able to ask around and find some folks who are still selling any time of night, selling potions.
Yeah.
So you want specifically potions that restore petrification and
Yeah.
heal
Mm-hmm.
or shield?
That depending on what they have, I'll take a look. The ideal would be petrification and shielding, anti-magic stuff more than physical stuff. And then if they don't have major stuff there, healing stuff would be great.
Okay. So with 600 gold, you can buy about 1 potion of restoration and 3 greater healing potions,
Sure.
if that's what you want to go with.
Yeah. The restoration is anti-petrification.
Yep, or diseases,
Sure.
curses.
Great.
Okay. Then somewhat shady contact who probably works for the Xanathar sells you all that, but it's
Yep.
kind of no questions asked. It's a bugbear on a street corner.
Awesome. And then so that's for the 600 gold?
Yes.
Great. Anyone have any ideas on a magical shield? Again, I doubt I'll be able to buy that tonight, but just so I can let him know.
Who's our private eye friend across the street?
Vincent Trench.
Would he have curious artifacts might be worth checking?
You can find out. He
Yeah.
seems like a somewhat mysterious and magical dude.
There's a mysterious and magical dude who lives across the street who might, you never know, have something useful for this. I'd try there. Also, he likes money, so worth a shot.
Do I know him?
You do not.
Oh, so then he'd be more likely to deal with us than with...
I guess so I was thinking that's where I would spend my evening is
Mhm.
going over to see Vincent Trench, but then you mentioned the shadowy figure on the roof, so I thought maybe that it wouldn't make sense.
No, I mean, you wouldn't even know about that. So if you wanted to go over to Vincent
I
Trench's-
was out of the game world. Do you want me to not go see Vincent Trench?
No, do what
Okay.
you want.
Well, what I really want is for us to get going on the in the next morning.
Okay.
So
Okay. We'll go with that then. Scoot,
Okay.
you wanted to go to the docks board? And
Yeah, just do I have any friends, any favors, anything like that? I'm just looking for a shield that is, of magical things. Anybody got any info? Investigation, did you want? 16.
16. You corner the one carny who is in the Troll Skull Tavern as he's leaving towards the end of the night. And he turns towards you and seems bewildered as you approach him.
Mhm.
What are you looking for? You're gonna ask just like
Do you know of any magical armor, specifically a shield?
he's like, it's not safe to talk here, and he brings you into a side alley. He says, Scoot, why are you asking for a magical shield?
I want to go sledding, and I've heard that this is going to give me the most speed going down a snowy hill.
He says, I don't think I can provide that for you on short notice. Perhaps in 2 or 3 days, could I come back to you?
Yeah, sure. We'll see. Yeah, you go look for that.
Very well. In the meantime, I do have a gift for you,
Ooh.
if you'd like, from our mutual friend.
Oh.
And he hands you another one of those little pistols.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Don't
He's just
give it
got
to
tons of
Ilka.
those.
I'm the only one who hasn't shot one of these.
Don't
things.
even
Yeah.
tell
I haven't
Ilka
shot
it
one.
exists.
Oh, you haven't shot one?
No.
Okay.
He's like, make it count.
Wait, how many rounds are in that?
One.
No.
Do you have any extra rounds?
No.
Is
They're expensive.
Can you give me a quick 2-minute tutorial on this thing?
Yeah, and he does.
Okay.
You recognize, after being around this carny for a few minutes, you recognize the mannerisms as those of Felrecht Lafine.
Okay.
Very polite, very courteous and studious.
Okay.
Methodical.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for this. I hope I'm alive to pay for this shield in a couple
Yes.
days.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you have something you want to get off your chest, Scoot?
No, everything's fine. How are you?
The carny just stares at you, like boring into your eyes. I'm fine, Scoot.
I blink a lot and try to fill the silence with conversation. Oh, wait. Can that be a versus? Can I challenge on something just to make it fun?
Sure.
What do you got? What do you want for that? Deception?
Deception, yeah.
Okay. I'm not good at that.
I already rolled its check. And I
3.
got- yeah.
So yeah, everything's going good, and I am just gonna sled with the shield. I hope it doesn't get dirty in the sewers. Okay.
Yes, right.
How-
No, the
but-
sewers are very unsafe this time of year. I would recommend sledding elsewhere.
Okay. I would love to sled anywhere else, but I have to go back to this mountain for the 3rd time.
Sewer mountain.
I'm trying to speak in code now.
Yes, the mountain.
Yeah.
So you're heading down into the mountain.
We're going down into the mountain
Gonna ride a wagon
To-
with 10 spokes.
to sled. Yeah. There might be wagons. I see Ylka nodding through a window. I'm like, yeah.
I'm holding up a little image of the wagon wheel symbol.
Yes.
And Felric says, if you are going down that direction,
Up.
Up.
Because it's up a mountain.
If you're going up the mountain, keep an eye out for a white-haired elven friend of mine who went missing some year ago.
Who's this?
He goes by Gnarl.
Gnarl.
Gnarl Zabrindus. What?
Zabrindus.
Yes,
Okay.
with an X.
Yeah. I got it. XARL. Zabrindus.
Yeah. I hope to hear from you. I hope that he's all right.
Okay. White-haired elven friend lost on the mountain.
On the mountain.
On the mountain.
Yes.
Scoot's air quoting really hard.
Yes, he's been riding the spokes for a while.
Riding the spokes on the mountain,
Yes.
and just say that you are looking for him, or that he should.
I must be off.
Okay.
I just want
All
to
right.
check
Have
in.
a thanks for the gifts.
Yes.
He
Yes.
Scoot shoves it in his belt.
Very well. And he disappears into the darkness.
Okay.
So, unless I'm missing anything.
I'm just so glad you did not make him roll to successfully shove that into his belt.
It goes off.
No, I trust Scoot to be able to do that. Okay. The morning comes around. You hear a pigeon crying from overhead. It wakes you all up. Lark, you've been mostly huffing and resting.
Yeah,
Huffing
I
like
slept.
angrily.
I slept.
Not like.
Yeah, no.
So you feel really well
I
rested.
put my spray paint can back down.
Looking like Charlie Day.
You're like incredibly alert. Everyone else is kind of groggy. They've had a long night, except for Xae. You've been meditating. And you're greeted on the second level by a hooded figure who's just there waiting for you as you step out of your rooms. You recognize it as Romalia Haventree once again.
Romalia.
And she bows gracefully and says, "Whenever you're ready."
I bow back poorly.
Well, you're the person who's leading us down to the secret place.
Yes.
It's so cool. Yeah, I'm strapped up, birdie on my shoulder, ready to go.
Romalia, are you leading us to the entrance?
Yes, if you'll come with me. We should slip out the back door.
The entrance to where?
I'll explain as we go.
Okay.
As we go, I'm going to hand potions of greater healing to Scoot and to Lark. Although that one's a little bit more stiff arm.
Do you, I see it and I take it and I hand it. It's like, okay, it's going to be this.
I grin jauntily and thank Thale for his good-natured self.
And Squidly waves goodbye as you all make your way out the back door.
Well, that was a potion of greater healing, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Is okay.
That's
We'll
4d4
take good
plus
care of
4
you, brother.
health.
I was going to ask, is there do I have time to do like a basic equipment switch before we head down?
Yeah,
If I didn't get a shield, I would like to equip a shield and then put on a battle axe instead of the two-handed.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, you can find a basic shield.
Okay, that's
Yeah, laying around,
Since I couldn't find a magical one, I just want that extra AC going down there. I'm genuinely a little paranoid after the talking of magical eye stalks and stones and things like that. So
How are we traveling to the entrance? Is she magic?
So as soon as you step out the door, she magically pulls the grate off of the manhole behind Troll Skull Tavern, behind the short rest. And once again, you find yourselves in the sewers, the same ones that you went into when you followed the rats to the hole in the wall. Except this time she takes you down a different course to the west. You recognize these routes, Thale.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain point, as you do notice the wheel with the spokes symbol along some of the walls in the direction you're heading.
Mm-hmm.
Little white sun kind of thing, or yellow. And eventually you reach a junction where she taps out a symbol on the central pillar of this junction, and a hidden door swings open in the center of this intersection, with a spiral staircase inside that leads downwards into darkness.
Did I see the symbol?
Not on this door, no, it was hidden.
Okay.
But around, yeah, it's like on some of the walls in the area.
You said she tapped out a symbol?
Oh, yeah, it's sort of an arcane rune.
But if we wanted to come back here, is that something we could replicate?
Mhm, yeah. And as you're walking, she explains that this door, it leads to not the inner sanctum, but past the guards at the front gate of the Xanathar's lair. It leads to a place known as the Hall of Eyes. You should know that while the Xanathar is very paranoid, not everything is as it seems, and just because you feel like you're being watched doesn't necessarily mean you are. I've never been down there myself, so I can't give you much more information than that. But if you need anything, send a message. Do any of you know the sending spell?
I have a sending stone.
Oh, very well. What's your number?
9.
I'll text it to you.
Very well.
What's yours? I'll text. New stone who dis.
She gives you her magic address.
You just brought up the Hall of Eyes, and I just remembered. Do you happen to have a symbol of, like, and I point at one of the symbols that's the wall. Do you have a symbol of the Xanathar, or can you make one real quick? I just remembered a giant problem.
She says, I do not. I'm not sure. I could
Shoot.
draw one for you.
So I can't believe I forgot this. There's a giant zombie beholder. The husk of a beholder that's a zombie that is out, that, if we're going into the eye of the Hall of Eyes, we're going to hit, the first thing we're going to see is a giant zombie there as a guard. I've been down there before, and the person who was bringing me there had a symbol. He had the Xanathar symbol that you've been seeing everywhere, and he flashed that symbol, and the zombie let him pass. And I don't have that symbol on me, and I just remembered this, that else there's going to be a giant zombie there.
Well, can't we just draw it on you?
We can try. He had it as a separate, like a little amulet thing, that was separate. Maybe if we can just draw it out, then we can. Oh, look, there's the symbol.
Romalia leans in and says also, this should bypass the guards, this entrance.
Oh, we're okay.
So you might
Great.
be all right.
So you think it's past where that was?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not the Skullport Gate,
Gotcha.
if that's what you're referring to.
Okay, then we should be fine. Then we just need to think about if we're exiting that way. When we leave, that we need to think about that there might be a giant zombie there. But if we're passing it, then we should be fine.
Very well.
Thanks, Romalia.
Of course.
Is there anything else we should know?
Today is the day of the Festival of Blood and Fortune. The Xanathar holds a gladiatorial tournament every few days, you see, just for his own sport, I think. But it's an easy way to get in and an easy way to blend in. So if you see that going on, that could be an excuse for being there.
So it's like Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday yes, for the Xanathar.
All right, blood and fortune. Go.
Yeah, he has a fighting pit in his lair.
Why wouldn't you?
That's helpful. Thanks, Romalia.
We have to
Yes.
install that at
Yeah.
Fighting pit?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Just ask the Xanathar, he'll do it for you. She laughs to herself.
Why do you need a fighting pit?
You know what?
Romalia, you make jokes.
Good to
I
have you
try.
here.
I
You
like
know,
her.
life is what you make of it.
Say, it seems like this is like the place you dreamed about with the hall with all the eyes watching.
I think so too. I'm wondering if we could talk about that after Amalia leaves.
Okay.
And Romalia departs back the way
Goodbye.
she came, unless any of you have any parting words. She says, I'll be listening.
That's creepy. Thanks.
No, on the sending
sending
stone.
On the sending
I'll
stone.
I'll text
She
you.
just
I do
said
like the
that.
like the phone call symbol.
With the sending stone phone call,
just
symbol,
drop-
so it's just like a fist.
Yeah,
by your
it's like
ear.
a fist by my ear.
Sure. She does the same thing and nods and disappears into the darkness. Pulls her hood back up.
What did you want to say about the Hall of Eyes?
I was wondering if we maybe shouldn't try to contact Lyrian to see if maybe, because I have the medallion with the 6 remaining tiers. And I was wondering if maybe we could see if Lyrian can give us any clues as to how to get to where it is.
Are the tears how you communicate?
I have no idea, but it's worth a try.
Let's do it.
X Factor. Let's do that.
To see if, I mean, because if we can bypass, for now, the Xanathar's chamber and rescue Lyrian, I feel like that would make everything else easier if they're not able to produce more bad guys.
Do it.
Okay.
So how do you approach this?
I sit down in the sewers in the cleanest spot I can find, and I pull out the crystal unicorn from my bosom and set it on my lap, and then I hold the pendant and close my eyes and think the name Lyrian really, really hard over and over and over and over again.
Just roll wisdom.
4.
4. All right. You don't feel a response for about a minute, and you're starting to lose hope that anything's going to happen, when suddenly the medallion does feel warm in your hand, and it kind of like lights up a bit to everyone in the room. You can kind of see this. It kind of glows with a faint golden light, and then the unicorn shudders to life. And it seems very stiff at first, but the crystal unicorn eventually stretches out and stands up and kind of goes over to Xae and cuddles up with her. And sort of looks at the
Lyrian.
5 of you.
I am wrapped with fascination. This is the coolest thing I've seen.
It seems very stiff, like it's having a hard time moving the way it wants to.
I pull it in closely and start to like massage around the joint areas.
It's crystal,
As
but
though that's related.
the gesture seems to help. And one of the tiers on your medallion goes dark, so there are 5 left.
What did you learn?
I look down at the unicorn and say, Lyrian, I think we're getting closer to where you are trapped. Can you help us find you? Is there anything you know that can help us find you?
It doesn't seem to be able to speak, but it does sort of trot towards the doorway in the spiral staircase, and kind of gives you this blank look. It's made of crystal, so it doesn't really have any expression, you know? And it just stares at you from the doorway.
I don't worry about Pass Without a Trace yet. And I start to follow Lyrian.
I follow Xae.
I follow Lark.
I step in front of Lark.
Push up and Dale?
I watch behind us as we travel forward.
You just saw a crystal unicorn animate and lead
And
you
that's
into a
freaking
spiral
awesome.
staircase. Yep, okay.
I'm just sitting there wondering if my dolphin can do that.
You have to learn its name first.
Scoot, I just
Tim.
noticed
He
that
just starts-
really cool thing on your shoulder.
Yeah, that's my ink.
So the spiral staircase winds downwards and downwards and downwards, even farther than the one going up the god catcher that you climbed. And as you go downwards, you notice that there are carvings that become more and more frequent on the walls. And the carvings are eyes that are wide open that seem to be glowing with a faint light. Once in a while, you're sure in the corner of your eye you see that they blink. And then you go farther and farther into
So
the
this
darkness.
creepy eye thing, yeah, that's the start of this. This is the not creepy part. Just letting you know, this is the part that doesn't look creepy.
What? It gets worse?
Yeah. And as you get further down, you start to feel like your feet are sticking to the ground a little bit, like there's just a thin layer of slime. You don't see any slime, but you feel it.
What is the surface? Does it look like concrete? or
Stone.
It just looks
It's
like
hewn
stone, but
yep.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Is
constantly
Lyrian-
feel like you're being watched. Lyrian is just, she's too small to really go up and down the stairs, so she needs to be
Okay.
picked up if you're taking her with.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Definitely taking her with. Is she still active? Is she still like?
Yeah, she's
Awake
still
at
awake.
all?
Yep, just moving slowly.
Okay. So I'll carry her until we come to any sort of like options
Mm-hmm.
for pathways.
That unicorn is adorable.
I know, right?
There's very little light besides the glowing eyes. Does anybody want to light a torch or anything? Dancing lights?
I have dark vision, so it's not bothering
you're
me.
fine.
I can
you're
see
fine.
great.
I'm
The
going
other
to set
three.
up dancing lights again, emulating a candlelight so it wouldn't look out of place, and hover one about chest level with each of us.
Sure. It actually does kind of distract from the glowing eyes. The eyes are kind of purplish, the glow. It's like a pale purple.
Mhm.
But it's still very helpful. And you make your way hundreds of feet downwards until you reach a large, round doorway. It's about 8 foot diameter, with a hinge on the side that you're on.
There's a hobbit hole down here?
It's made of stone, like a big hobbit hole.
One single hinge.
Yes. Seems like a very advanced hinge.
I check
Oh.
to see if I can figure out which way the hinge goes.
That's why it's so advanced. It seems like it goes both ways because there's probably a hinge on the other side too.
What? How would that even work?
Look
Well,
at
here's
it.
the thing. There's not much room on the side that you're on because there's a spiral staircase, so it probably is a push door.
Okay.
Before we enter,
Just roll with it.
It occurs to me that I don't feel like we have a super great goal in mind.
Mm-mm.
So as soon as we enter here, we're going to want to not be seen or noticed if possible. So what's the goal so I can take us in the right direction?
I really wish I had brought the robe. I'm really good at hiding inside the robe.
Wait,
my,
that one that
my
you entered-
goal is to allow Lyrian to lead us, hopefully, to where she is being tortured and used as a power source. That is
Okay.
my goal: is to follow the unicorn.
Great.
I don't know that that is also Lark's goal.
That's step one. We
This
agreed
is-
last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's,
excellent.
there's some quest synergy here because we
Yeah.
also need to get the stone, which is in the goldfish bowl.
So I would say one issue, I can foresee several issues that might come up, and I will say them very quickly. One is that the chamber we're looking for might be past or underneath the main chamber, in which case we would come across the main bad guy before we came across the unicorn. The other thing would be whether the mind flayer is always in the chamber with the unicorn, and or if he is currently creating any terrible creatures that we would then have to be prepared to obliterate. I say in my best safe voice.
DM, do I know about this goldfish bowl?
You've heard rumors, yeah.
Rumors about where it is or just what it is?
You don't know where it is.
Great.
You know that it would probably be wherever the Xanathar is private, like its most inner sanctum is.
Mm-hmm.
It values the fish over anything.
Great.
So they say.
Let's kidnap the fish and then trade it for the stone.
If we're that close to the fish, we would be very close to the stone.
Let's kidnap the fish, take the stone, and then ransom the fish.
Okay, so first goal is that we are using this glowing magical unicorn to take us in the direction of an actual unicorn.
Yes.
Great. Second goal is that we are finding the goldfish bowl somewhere and acquiring one of the potential hundreds of stones that are at the bottom of this goldfish bowl, holding it down.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem is. Let's
Great.
go.
It's a very
Just
animal.
confirming that that's what it is.
It's an
Sounds like a
animal-centric
super clear plan.
episode.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay,
Flawless.
awesome.
There
Shall
have been
we?
birds and pigeons and goldfish and unicorns.
What could
Thale is
possibly
the
go
most
wrong?
accommodating guy ever. So there's a door in front of you.
Covered in eyes.
Covered in eyes.
Do they appear to be carved?
Yes.
Active?
Carved and not really moving except in the corners of your eyes. It kind of seems like
Sure.
they're looking at you or opening and closing.
Oh, it's like those dreadful black square grids. Your eyes
Yeah.
invent the little shadows at the
Yep.
corners, but not when you look at
100%,
them.
Yeah.
I think we should probably try and sneak into this at this point as we open this door. So, if any magic people want to try and be sneaky, I will try and be sneaky.
Also, we've got many lights following us.
Yep.
Do we want to get rid of those?
Yeah, I'm going to call the lights back to me and extinguish them.
And the unicorn?
The unicorn hops into one of Xae's bags to kind of.
How is she going to lead me?
She's trying to be incognito at this point.
Okay.
So that's
Reasonable.
she's like pointing with her horn, but
Pointing
She's
with her horn.
she's a crystal
Track
unicorn,
18.
so I think she's trying to, be stealthy in her own way.
Yeah, and she might not recognize how to get there. Before we enter through the door, I will cast Pass Without a Trace. A veil of shadows and silence radiates from me, masking everything I agree to. I'm adding that. From detection.
It seems like as you cast it, the unicorn sort of helps, like the magic coalesces around the unicorn too, and then spreads out like super fast to the whole group. And seems like even if you break concentration, it might still last. Like you've got help.
Nice.
Do you want us to roll stealth individually,
you,
or is
Marion.
cone of or pass without a trace enough for all of us?
I want you all to roll stealth individually
Okay.
right now.
So Pass Without a Trace gives you a bonus to that.
Plus 10.
A
Plus 10.
delightful
Okay.
bonus.
Oh my god.
Ylka rolls a 21.
Wow.
18 for
25 for Lark, with before the 10.
Oh my god.
35.
Holy cow.
Before the 10, 5.
Scoot, you are like a shadow in the night.
Wait,
Or
Lark is.
Lark,
Wait.
sorry.
How does the 10 work?
You just get a plus 10 bonus.
Oh,
To your roll.
31 then.
There it is.
I'm at 15.
Yeah, 35 with the 10.
Nice.
16 for Xae.
Nice. So do any of the eyes on this door look like the secret eye that I know of on the other door?
No.
Great. I try and push the door open.
Mm-hmm. It slides open
Beautiful.
smoothly. It swings outwards.
Great. Do I see anyone in this hallway?
You do not. Ahead of you, you see a magically lit hall. It's a pretty simple hall, about 50 feet long, with a door on each end. One of the doors on one end is a double door. It looks very ornate. The other one is just a more simple door, like the one you're coming through. The walls are again covered in eyes of all shapes and sizes. These eyes seem to have lids that open and close at regular intervals, and they're kind of just staring every which direction. There's a dim purple light illuminating the room, coming from the eyes. Roll perception, everyone.
$11.
Modified 1.
Woof.
6.
5.
Modified 20.
Oh my gosh. All right, Thale, with your intuitive knowledge of this place, you see in the corner of this room, the far end by the double door, a ghostly eye stalk hanging from the ceiling. It's sort of like a tentacle with like an octopus tentacle with an eyeball at the end. And it's kind of scanning the room back and forth, almost like a security camera.
That's very cool.
I
CCV.
inform people quietly of, hey, look, there's a stalk there, and
Yeah.
that's the problem.
It's maybe 40 feet away.
With Lark's modified 1, he looks at the end of Thale's finger.
No, not the. No, look there. Look,
Oh, I see what you're pointing
like,
at now.
you
Sorry.
have the object permanence of my cat there. Can I look at the unicorn and see what direction the unicorn wants us to go?
Yeah, it appears to be looking south towards the double doors and then glancing back at you.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
My familiar cannot attack. Could it snip the eye stalk with its beak, or would that be considered an attack?
You could try. Yeah, you could go for it. Yeah.
That would certainly let them know that something's going on, too. If we get a chance to not do that. Is there a way
Oh,
to
wait.
Yeah, it's like, if I shoot at the camera, they can't see me.
Also, I'll wait.
Weapons malfunction. We're all fine down here.
Yeah, everything's fine. How are you?
So you've reached the first security camera. How do you approach?
Great. I'm gonna sneak across the hall
Oh God, this is
and open a door across the hall.
The secret door?
The secret door.
Okay. You all see Thale. I guess, how do you sneak through? You just kind of lay low?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just subtly walk smoothly
Mhm.
back.
You kind of
to
follow the motions of the eye
Mhm.
stalk, and when it's not
Mhm.
pointed at you,
Yep.
you move across the hall and key in a pattern into the wall on some of the eyes,
Mhm.
and another circular door that was hidden swings open,
that's pretty awesome.
revealing another hallway that goes directly across from where you all are now.
And I just hold it open and like look at the stalk and then wait and then okay, go, 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 and then wait and then okay, go, to encourage the rest of the party to come into this secret door.
I head over when indicated.
Same.
Xae follows.
Tracking along.
Okay. You pass through the hallway without trace. Nothing seems to pick you up. It's not really clear if the eye stalk is watching or not. However, you make it into this second hallway. This one is full of statues. It looks like it's magically lit by continual flame spells, purple flame. And there are lifelike humanoid statues scattered all around. This hall kind of curves to the left towards the south, and there are several doors lining the halls that are all closed. This seems like before you were in kind of like almost a promenade, like a very public-looking place, like just a big hallway. This is more like a hallway leading to bedrooms or to private quarters.
How many statues?
At least 30.
These giant statues are so lifelike. They're like huge minifigs, but
Yeah.
perfectly sculpted.
Remember
Are
that?
they human sized?
Remember
Could have
that
been-
turn you to stone thing I was talking about?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No wonder they're so detailed.
Do any of them look like Mr. Tumnus?
No.
Are any of them smiling? Are they happy to be there?
Yes.
It feels
A
good to
few.
be turned to stone.
Do we
Well, maybe.
recognize any of the figures?
Are you gonna like go up and down the hall and check each one?
The ones nearest me, I'll be interested in their faces.
Roll investigation.
20.
20. You don't recognize any of them personally, but you do see a few Kenku statues that look familiar, that look similar to Pinker. You don't see any pink hats turned to stone. So you don't know if Pinker is one of them or not, but there are some Kenku. As you're poking around the statues and looking at them, you hear soft laughter coming from down the hall, like not
Is
really
there a
clear the
couple of
source.
tra-la-las?
In the
Or?
merry old
No.
land of...
Not yet.
Do I recognize the voice?
You do not.
Do I see any more of the spectral eye stalk things in this hallway?
You do not.
Is
There are still eye motifs all over the walls, but you don't
does
see that.
something appear to be amusing?
That's a matter of personal taste. I can't answer for you. The unicorn is still indicating south, like down this hallway.
Toward the laughter?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, this'll get us around to that. Like this is in the same direction. It's just hidden.
A shortcut, possibly. Okay.
Well, at least less visible.
Sure.
I head down the hallway.
I follow Thale.
Past the doors.
Yes.
You hear to the east, kind of the direction you came from, through the walls, a sort of a cheering and a shouting sound, like a rah, ha, rah, very
Ooh.
muffled.
That's got to be the
So from behind us.
blood festival.
It's kind of regular, yeah, like every like minute or two
Yeah.
as you're going along.
Yeah. That's a gladiatorial arena.
What time of day are we in now?
It would be early morning,
Yeah.
like 10 o'clock or something.
Is that a typical sound for these festivals?
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
Typical time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like there's a bunch of them busy. That's good.
Yeah.
Exactly. However, as you make your way down the hall, Xae, you're in front.
I think
Thale's in
Thale's in
front.
front. Sorry,
Yeah.
Thale and then Xae. You see ahead of you, kind of bouncing from statue to statue, cartwheeling and flipping. Looks like a small humanoid in like jester's livery, like a really colorful, floppy outfit, laughing like a gnome as it gets closer. You can see it's a gnome, and it just seems to be going, "Wee-hee-hee, ah, ha, ha, woo-hoo-hoo."
This annoys me.
Yeah, and it's getting closer and closer to you as it tumbles around.
Hide.
It sees you, like it's obviously like
Right.
coming
Oh.
towards you.
That's
Balls.
kind of what I was going for,
Yep.
is if the laughter was because of us,
Hmm.
but I didn't
Yeah.
ask that. Okay.
Hello there, friend.
And it stops in front of you and sits down, cross-legged. And it kind of tilts its head and says, "Hello,
What are you doing down here?
I'm just having some fun."
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of fun?
Oh, I was just practicing my cartwheels.
Cartwheels are fun.
I think
This
so.
place is super, super interesting to do that.
Can
Look at all
you do
these
a cartwheel?
statues. Not a good one.
Well, let's see it.
Sure, I'll give it a
Roll
shot.
acrobatics.
Oh, nice.
21.
Wow.
Freaking Arabian dive roll that shit.
Yeah, exactly. How do you do a cartwheel? Like, what's your most graceful cartwheel?
I go into one and then round it off at the end and use my tail to push me a little bit further
Sick.
and then land on my feet beyond my tail.
Okay, and he cheers and claps and he's like, "Oh my god, did anybody else see that? No?" And he looks at all the eyeballs in the room and is like, "Maybe, probably. Pretty awesome, man."
Thanks. How'd you get back here? What are you up to?
What? Oh, this is where I live.
Yeah?
I'm Flutterfoot.
Hi, Flutterfoot.
Flutterfoot Sipswiggle. Entertainer in chief to the illustrious Xanathar. And who are you?
I mean, I'm just a member of the Xanathar doing work.
Doing cartwheels?
That's part of the work.
Cool. What about the rest of you?
I have, with my 35 in stealth, blended into the shadows. Does he still see me?
No.
Okay.
No.
They're friends of mine. We're down here to do some work for Thorin.
Thorin. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know he's been working on that pulverizer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yep,
cool.
We're just working on some of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, do you want to do a riddle? I'm a fan of riddles.
Sure.
Tell you what,
Sure,
I've been
practice
working
with
on
us.
this one. If you answer this riddle, I will show you how to get anywhere down here. I got
Great.
nothing to do today.
Sure.
Xanathar's
That sounds
busy.
fun. What happens if we don't get it? What do you get out of it?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have you killed.
Well,
I'm just screwing with you. I don't care.
Sure.
Go down.
Great.
Do whatever you want.
Do I believe him?
Roll.
Insight.
What's the word? Insight.
10.
He seems trustworthy. He seems totally insane.
Perfect.
Yep.
Great.
He's just grinning, slack-jawed,
Sure.
almost like Pennywise or something.
And all of us are in hiding?
I think Xae is not.
I am not.
I had less than
But
her,
I
so
am-
I'm
Scoot
probably.
is visible.
I
Yeah.
spoke up.
Yeah, I had a 31 stealth.
Yeah, you two are
think we're-
both very obscured.
He thinks you're
Skulking.
statues. He's about to ricochet off of you.
I-
Parkour.
I'm just trying to play dumb. I'm sort of scratching the back of my neck with my axe, just like
I'm focused on keeping Lyrian hidden, which is making me
Okay.
less stealthy.
I smell my shield.
You're just like
Just like
the goon squad.
waiting to figure out where I'm supposed. I'm clearly here to lift something, but no one's letting me lift yet. So I'm just waiting patiently until the lifting starts.
And he-
Okay, Flutterfoot, what's
he,
your riddle?
He bounces around from statue to statue as he asks you this riddle. He even bounces off of Lark at one point, thinking that he's a statue.
Nice.
And it says, "I come with a smile, in laughter I rest. I can be contagious, but my medicine is best. What am I?"
One more time.
That's
I
it.
come with a smile. I come with a smile, but laughter is best.
In laughter I rest.
It's-
In laughter.
I can be contagious, but something is best.
Did I say in laughter I rest?
Believe so.
Somebody rewind the
I have
recording.
bad short-term memory. I don't
I
remember.
stumbled
what you
on my
said.
own joke. Oh no!
That's a
I
forfeit.
can't even tell one riddle. Oh,
It's
stupid!
Oh,
Stupid!
no.
It's good while you're practicing with
Stupid
us. And then you get
Flutterfoot.
it right for the
Ah, and he starts weeping. Oh, no!
Was it?
I'm
Was
gonna
it?
lose
In
my
laughter I
joke.
jest.
No, it was.
Was-
Come on.
Was the thing supposed to be laughter?
Yes, it was best.
Oh.
I'm the worst.
But it was
jester.
funny. It was funny.
Xanathar's gonna kill me.
I don't think
You
that's.
gotta
true.
help me.
We're not going to let that happen.
Why would he kill you?
Because you're going to show us
Because I
around.
can't tell a single riddle. I
Well,
don't think I'm very funny. I'll be honest. I never went to Bard's College or anything.
at least you told it to us and not to him.
I don't know. I think he killed my family. I've been down here for a long
Oh,
time.
no.
Guys, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be telling you all this. It's a lot. I'll be going now.
Wait. Can you show us? Can you show us somewhere?
What?
You said you were going to show us somewhere.
Well, that was if you answer.
Do you have another riddle?
No, that's my only one.
Do you want to know where a snowman keeps his money?
Sure.
In the snowbanks.
Oh man, that's a good one. Can I steal it?
It's yours.
I wish
Are
I
you
would have
gonna
thought
use
of that.
It's a
every
gift.
episode from now on?
It's a gift.
Is it a solstice?
Do you want to be
gift?
the jester instead of me?
I won't fit in that outfit.
Oh, damn.
So
I'm just here to lift things.
do you want to leave?
Yes,
So we could help you leave.
please.
I think that's a great idea, and I totally will help you do that. But can you help us first?
Sure, as long as what do you want?
Do you know anything about a unicorn?
No. What? Unicorns are great.
Aren't they pretty?
They have one horn.
That's true.
Scientifically speaking, it's in the name. We should be going. Somebody might turn up any minute now.
What do you know about the East Wing?
The East Wing? You mean like the arena or like the
No, the
southeast?
Southeast
It's
Wing.
down. Well, that's I don't never go that way.
Yeah.
That's where the mind flayer lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We try to stay away from there. People don't come back.
Great.
Even the Xanathar stays away. He sends his lieutenants, I think.
I
Not me though.
look back to Xae. Xae, where are we going?
I think that's where we need to go.
I don't think he's gonna take us there.
We could dare him.
Reverse psychology.
He might take a dare.
And he tumbles away from you and says, "If you want to go that direction, it's through this door, through the next door, and then straight ahead." And he points at this big round door. This one's covered in like black tile. It's very fancy looking. He says, "Through this door is the Xanathar's audience chamber. It's where the Xanathar makes his speeches, brings in new recruits. You go through there, and you'll end up somewhere dangerous, probably where the mind flayer is."
Do you know if the Xanathar is in the audience chamber or is he in his own?
We could go take a listen.
Sure. Also, do you know where you mentioned like we're helping on Thorvin's project? Do you know where his shop is?
Yeah, it's right down here. He points at the far end of the hallway.
Cool. I also we should take a look there real quick too.
Okay, do what you need to do. You said you had a way to get me out of here?
Yes.
We got in, so we can get you out.
How'd you get in?
Through another secret passage.
Okay.
Which we will show you after we have completed our business here. So if you
That
wait
seems kind of
here-
shady.
It might even be
And-
it might even be once we get in the right direction. I'll tell you about it. Is there anything else that we need from him? I mean, he's told us some things. He probably has some other knowledge, but
Does he have any keys that we need?
that's a great question. Do you have any keys to get places?
No, they don't trust me with any of those. I don't think they think I'm stable enough. But I do have this, and he pulls a little packet out of his pocket. And he kind of shakes it. It sounds like there's some kind of a dust or a sand inside. And he says, "This is my special magic dust.
What does it do?
It makes you disappear.
Ooh.
Want to see?"
No.
And he tosses it in the air and vanishes as it falls onto him.
Wow.
Good. I
That's
see.
See, I'm invisible.
I golf clap.
I see.
How do you become visible again?
You just got to kind of shake it off. And you hear this like rummaging sound and this sort of like shaking and tossing and turning and rolling on the ground. And he starts to kind of become visible again as it slowly falls off of him.
That's cool. How
Yeah.
much of that do you have?
Well, a little bit. I just used some.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
did.
know, that's why I asked
Pretty
you not
cool,
to, but
right?
That's okay. It is. So here's what we'll say. If you can give us that powder, and with the information you've given us already, I will show you how to get out.
Please. Okay, let's go.
Great. I'm gonna walk him back to the secret door and send him across the hall.
Okay. There are definitely people outside the secret door at this point. You hear voices, like movement,
Okay.
like kind of low tones.
Yeah.
So,
Shoot. There's people there now. Well, okay. I will tell you about it, but you need to be very careful to wait for the people to leave. You can even use some of the powder again to wait for the people to leave. Directly across from this door, you know this door, this big circular one? The one that we're at right now, which is into the Hall of Eyes.
Yeah.
Across from that is another door. Directly across. It's
Great.
secret.
Great.
So,
I will find it and escape.
Great. Make sure no one sees you or sees the door.
Make sure no one sees the door.
Make sure no one sees you or sees the door.
Understood.
Say it again.
Make sure no one sees the door.
Make sure no one sees you.
Make
Or
sure no one
sees the
sees you
door.
or sees the door.
Great. Awesome. Be very still, sneaky, and don't tell anyone that you saw us.
Right. Here I go. He pushes the door open
Wait.
and steps out into the hall. And
I try and hide behind the door for however, I don't know if it swings in or out.
it swings towards you.
Great. I hide behind the door.
Well, actually, it swings both ways. And since you just pushed the door open, that would imply that, yeah.
Are
I
you-
try and hide behind a statue.
Zay also tries to hide behind a statue.
Yep, hiding.
And you two are still hidden.
Mhm.
Okay. Roll stealth.
Oh.
The two of you that are nearby, three
How
of
did
you.
I roll this?
27.
27.
21.
Assuming that pass
With
without
the-
is still up.
Yeah, with
Okay.
pass.
You see a dwarf. 27. What'd you get? Sorry.
15.
15.
21, I think.
Yeah, 21, 27, 15.
None of you seem to be noticed. However, Flutterfoot steps right out where he's immediately grabbed by two bugbears. And a dwarf with a massive crossbow seems to have it leveled at him and says, "What have you been up to, Flutterfoot? Why are you using the secret ways? You know you don't belong here." And they club Flutterfoot on the head and drag him away to the south. And that's the last you see of Flutterfoot as these three disappear.
Well, there's a new mission.
His little pouch that he was carrying does fall on the ground. So
Is it outside of the chamber?
it's
Or is
it's in the room with the eyes, just like a little bit.
Okay.
The door is still open.
Have they left?
Yes.
I would like to grab the pouch
Mhm.
with my mage hand.
Sure.
And then allow the door to shut.
Mm-hmm.
Are mage hands visible?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
And it's arguably part of my stealth. It just means I don't have to go out and do it.
Right. So, Thale, would you recommend looking in on that? I haven't heard of this pulverizer. Would you recommend looking there before we head
Yeah,
deeper into
I
the
think we should
dungeon?
go check there. While we're right here, we should go check in there real quick.
Okay.
So
Are you
you
guys
make
being
your way
very
southwards?
quiet because you're so sneaky?
Yeah, that's how stealthy we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I keep rolling away.
Well, that went differently than I had hoped it would.
Agreed.
Let's go back down and see what's going on. So I continue traveling down the hall, south down the hall towards where he indicated the workshop was.
Good. I'm going to sneak in that same direction.
Okay.
Yep, following.
Sneak.
Yeah,
And you-
Zay's like trying to flit from
You make your
statue to
way-
statue.
You really feel the echo in this room, and the noises coming from the east seem to be more and more pronounced. As you make your way south, there is a closed door at the end of the hallway that he indicated was Thorvin's workshop.
Ooh.
However, to the right, or to your left as you're going south to the east, there is that really fancy door that I mentioned with the black tile, obsidian tile.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear this sort of booming voice saying indeterminate things from that direction, and then like a cheering and a shouting. Do you just keep going to Thorvin's?
Yeah, I do,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
I'd
Yes.
beeline for it.
Okay. And you reach the door. It's closed. You barge in.
Does it sound like anyone is in there?
There's like a lot of mechanical noises coming from that room. Yeah, like a whirring and a clanking and a hammering noise.
Do you know the person inside? Will he recognize you? Excuse me, the person who owns the workshop, would he recognize you?
He would, but I don't think he's in there right now.
Oh, would he consider you a friend?
I
'Cause
don't know.
always like to make new friends.
I hope so. So if I don't perceive that there's a person in there, I will attempt to enter the room.
So you push the door open.
Mhm.
It does sound like there's activity going on in that room. There's some like machinery moving around. It's not clear if somebody's doing it. But as you push the door open,
So if there's, then I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself, and to look like one of the other members of the Xanathar, a half-elf that I'd seen around.
okay. The rest of you are hanging back.
Yeah, once I see that happen, I probably take a step back, realize, you know what, he's going to have this one for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll stay in the shadows outside the door until I get a better sense of what's going on.
I will put on my ring of disguise self and turn into Flutterfoot.
Clever.
It's actually really uncanny because he's about the same size as you.
That's what I was
So
thinking.
you're wearing amazingly colorful, floppy outfits, hat.
I'm going to
bells.
cartwheel into the room. Past
Roll
Phil.
acrobatics.
Beautiful.
Uh-oh. He doesn't always succeed, right?
Did you not just see what they did to him a second ago?
Good point.
I saw the dwarf outside that grabbed him. Was that dwarf Thorvin?
It was not.
He opened the wrong door and took a concussion for it.
Acrobatics?
Yep.
20.
20.
Modified 20.
The doors swing open. Inside, you see a workshop, obviously a tinker's workshop. There is a dwarf working on some kind of huge contraption. Looks like a big pillar with some kind of gear-covered machinery that's powering some kind of a crushing motion. It's like a big metal slab that's kind of coming down. Looks like it's big enough to crush an entire humanoid under it. You also you see this dwarf that you recognize as Thorvin. Is a shield dwarf with a big red beard, wearing purple leather armor, emblazoned with Xanathar symbols. And floating over Thorvin is a small, white, hovering creature. Looks like a gazer. You recognize it as those ones from the sewers, but this one's an albino. It has a bloodshot red eye and white skin. And it kind of seems to be watching him idly. And as you cartwheel into the room, Xae, Thorvin continues working, glances at you, Thale, and says, "Don't let Flutterfoot in here."
I'm sorry. He just got out of my hands.
Out.
I'll be good.
Out!
I'll be good. And I
No,
kind of like
come here. Come
settle
on.
down
Come here.
next to Thale.
And the gazer kind of hovers over to you and seems to watch you curiously.
I'm sorry. He just got away from me. I was trying to get him down the hall, and off he went.
Do you need something?
No, I was just trying to get him. I was trying to get him out of here, and he just ran into the room. So I will take him out, and we'll deal with it.
Thank you. What are you doing, Xae, as this is going on? You're in the room all the way.
I didn't expect you to take me back out again.
I haven't taken you yet. I'm trying to grab you.
Yeah.
So you can go do something else.
I skitter and scamper curiously around the room, looking at the different things that are.
Do you touch anything?
It depends on what I see.
You see stone tables all around the room. There are all kinds of tools. Like each bench is kind of a different style of thing. There's like smith's tools and tinker's tools and different like artisan crafts. And it seems like he's building some kind of a crushing device across all these tools. It's not really clear like if there's there's lots of maintenance that happens here on different things. He's kind of like he's a chief engineer, and so there's lots of different.
Does the crushing device seem like it could be moved out of this room? Or
Only by something very strong or magical.
Okay.
pretty heavy,
Magic,
yeah.
right.
There's a cot. There's a big stack of wooden casks next to the cot.
I'm going to lay down on the cot and say, "All right, nappy time.
No, get out! Get Flutterfoot! You stink!"
I'm sleeping."
And he gets up and puts his tools down, and is like, "Don't make me throw you out."
Do I see anything that looks like powder?
Roll perception.
15.
You notice all around this machine is a dust of some kind. Looks like maybe cement or stone that's been pulverized. You also notice some dust stains around the casks near the bed. Looks like some kind of a grayish, like an ash or something.
How big are the casks?
Oh, they're about 3 feet vertical by 1.5 feet.
Okay, I will go over and attempt to grab Shutterfoot.
Okay.
Flutterfoot.
Leave me alone. I'm having a wee nap.
Come on, we
Come
don't
on,
want to
leprechaun.
disturb him. Come on, let's go. And I grab him and try and pull him out of the room.
All right, but I've got a very good joke to tell you in the hallway.
Yes, come on.
Thorin, I'm so sorry for the intrusion. Is there anything I can do for you?
You can take this one and boil him. Sick of him.
Reasonable.
Ooh, include potatoes.
Out we go. And I pull him out of the room.
If you see Gnarl, send him up.
Will do.
Thank you.
Is that name familiar to me?
As the
That's the draw we're supposed to look for.
once the door shuts, I will say what he just said.
Great.
Gnarl's a Brindis.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't recognize it.
No, you don't.
Okay. Great. Okay. Well, we know he's there and he's doing stuff.
Well, no, wait.
Not.
We just heard about it, right? Who just
I'm
told?
Fell wrecked. Oh, shoot.
who
You
I
probably didn't tell us.
think maybe, yeah. I never got around to that. That never came back up. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So then we don't know about that. Got
By
it.
the way, Leah's missing.
You say as Flutterfoot being led out of a room to an
Once we're out in the
Orc
hallway,
who's-
I will twist my ring of disguise self and turn back into Xae.
I'm gonna stay as this half elf until
So-
something else happens.
What did you
find?
see? What was in there?
Thorvin
Thorvin.
was in there working. He's doing something. This crushing thing looks scary.
Why did you want to go in there?
I just wanted to see what he was working on.
What the? That's not mission number 1.
But he was right there,
I thought maybe there was going to be something cool, so I was trying to make a distraction.
which was useful. Okay. Let's continue on. What direction does that fancy unicorn tell us to go?
East.
Lyrian, are you still
Yeah.
awake?
Yeah, Lyrian's still awake.
Okay.
Yeah, Lyrian's still awake. They seem to be indicating with their horn towards that ornate black door with all the noise coming from the other side.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Lyrian
Well-
seems like they're getting stiffer. Like
Do we
they're-
have
we're not
enough
moving around as much.
powder to be invisible, all of us?
I mean, this is not a super large pouch. Let me take a look.
Yeah, it's about enough for one person.
No, I mean he used. It looks like he used half of what was here already. So there's probably only enough for one of us.
Or maybe
Okay.
2 small people.
Give it to
So-
Scoot.
Yeah.
I got a good roll coming up any second now.
Xae can disguise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still disguised.
Vale is disguised.
I'm so sneaky.
So maybe we give it to Lark. No.
Hey.
My
Would
last
there-
2 rolls have almost added one of their rolls.
Would there be enough to dust both Scoot and my hawk?
I mean, probably, yeah.
Then at the very least, I can send eyes into a room and not be seen.
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
So I sprinkle dust on the falcon, and then I'm gonna walk up to the door. Do I hear anything behind it?
Yeah, you hear this one loud booming voice that seems to be echoing around the whole chamber, and several other voices, at least 10 other humanoids that are kind of cheering and shouting and clapping. It seems like a big room up ahead.
Yeah.
You know that you've been in there, and it's about 40 feet high. It's this big kind of domed room.
Have I seen this door from that side? Do I know where this would come out? Is it masked? Would I be able to open the door without being seen, or is opening this door going to be just?
It would be pretty obvious if anybody was
Okay.
watching. Yeah.
So I.
Before you go through, do you have a recommendation of what I should look like?
I don't
to
think
not
we
be
should.
conspicuous.
I mean, if I go through here, all of those voices in those room are just going to look right at us. I don't think that's the right choice here. But I hear that big booming voice. Maybe if we look around in another spot, if that's the Xanathar in there, that means he's in his audience chamber and he's not in his private chambers. So
We could go get his goldfish.
if we can find where that is, he's distracted right now, and we can go somewhere else. And while he's in there, we don't have to go in this room.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Works for me.
Are there other doors in this hallway?
Roll perception.
6.
Are we all rolling?
If you'd like to look for other doors.
Crit fail. I am staring at the space where my bird was. Fascinated.
You're holding an invisible bird. It's amazing.
This is amazing. I can still feel its little grippy falcon talons.
14.
Are you okay?
11.
There was a bird on my shoulder,
There
but
still is a bird on your shoulder.
14.
it's just surreal.
Yeah.
Scoot had a 14?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're poking around, you know, these walls are covered in eyeballs, and so it's your instinct to kind of touch the eyes and see what's going on. One particular eye on the south wall, right by this big ornate door, it kind of actually curves out from the wall a little bit, like it's got this whole carving to it. It's a really well-created eyeball, and you touch it, Scoot, as you're going along,
Okay.
and your hand sticks to it with the same stickiness that was kind of sucking your feet down before. It's almost like there's this slime covering your hand.
Oh,
You okay?
slime.
Yeah.
I ate so much
That's
slime.
a long time ago.
Anybody who's watching Scoot sees him suddenly rotate around, and the wall seals closed again. It's this big, like 8-foot wide doorway that just like
Oh, dear.
rotates on a dime.
Oh, God.
And Scoot, you're in what looks to be a secret passage about 8 feet wide. That kind of curves to the southeast.
Can I pull my hand off this thing yet?
It releases you after like 10 seconds. Yes.
After 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That probably gave me like a little mini panic attack.
I look at the door and I pull out a little piece of wire and manipulate it and cast message and speak to Scoot. Scoot, are you okay? Is that like I saw you go through a door?
It's about a 6-inch thick slab of stone in this door. So you can hear each other regardless by talking.
Oh, okay. I look down. Is it just a long straight hallway? What do I see?
Yeah, it curves gently sort of downwards and to the southeast, almost as if it's going around this audience chamber.
Okay, but I don't see any doors or, more importantly,
it curves, and so you don't really see where it ends.
it doesn't see. It's like, so I step off of... No, I should probably stay on the circle thing so I can ride it back around.
There's a similar eye on the other side for the rest of you.
But if they don't see it, I should probably...
So, but we can hear each other through it?
Yep,
Yeah.
and one side of the eye is open and one side of the eye is closed.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I step off the circle thing and I say, send a message back, say, touch the eye.
Everybody get close to the wall.
Wait,
Okay.
what's going on?
There's a wall. There's a secret door in the wall. Come here.
Where's Scoot?
What?
Poke
you-
that eye.
Did you
Lark.
ever seen Last Crusade?
Lark, poke the eye.
I know Matthias hasn't.
I poke the eye.
I've seen that one. Son of a bitch.
Where's Scoot?
I run over-
A rock
Sticky.
falls on Scoot.
What?
Just from
Open the
somewhere.
door and he's
The
just
invisible
ground.
falcon kicked it up.
It happened in Last Crusade. Now it's happening to me.
I run over behind Lark and examine the eye and poke it.
Okay, and vroom, the whole wall rotates again. You get stuck to the eye, spins around. Anybody who's near you goes with you.
Whoa, that was the secret door. Scoot, you're in here.
Hey!
Like, get us all through the wall.
Okay, and you're all in this hallway.
I've missed you.
It echoes like this. It's kind of this tube. It looks like it's been carved, like it's smooth, round stone. Like it's not really meant for foot travel. It's very rounded.
Oh, crap.
I saw this in Zeri Potter.
Zerizader.
Zerizadr.
The
Yeah.
falcon goes, and it echoes.
I stroke its little feathers
So do we have a
Calms
risk of being run over?
by a giant sneak.
Well, clearly this is for a beholder.
Weird. Okay.
Let's. Can we go look down
Please.
the hallway?
Yeah.
Let's go look.
I speedily, but also stealthily, move as quickly as I can down the hallway.
And this hallway sort of curves around the audience chamber for about 60 feet till you come to another similar door with a similar eye symbol. The opposite end of the secret hall.
I don't want to do this one.
Do I hear anything on the other side?
Roll perception.
11.
11. You hear like a very, very faint bubbling noise. Like, it's my Foley.
That was a delightful sound.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, it's another one of those eye stock things.
What is that?
I poke it.
SMRS? Whatever.
ASMR,
I
yeah.
think it's-
ASMR.
Yeah, ASMR.
I poke the eye.
You poke it?
Yeah.
Anybody standing near Lark?
I was trying to listen, so I would have been near it.
Okay.
I guess I was trying to stay away from this one.
Okay. Xae and Ylka?
I mean, I was running forward, so I would have been near the front.
I will be near.
That's your really specific about who's going and who's not is terrifying.
So Scoot, you got your arms crossed and you're standing back.
No, I was just like, I'm not standoffish.
Oh,
I was just like, I don't want to be the first one out there. Also,
Sure.
it freaked me out because
Sure.
it stuck me. But
Yeah,
also, I
okay.
kind of like slime.
Right.
And maybe
I was wondering.
Yeah, so maybe I'll wait until I can touch it myself.
You just want some private time? Okay. So the door rotates like the other one did. You're in a gorgeous room. The ceiling is maybe 30 feet high. There's a double door to the north that seems to connect to that audience chamber that you're familiar with, Thale. In the center of this room is a huge fish tank. It's about 15 by 15.
Ooh,
Yeah, big watery thing with a big chest in the middle.
that's awesome.
Next to it is a small table with a smaller bowl, maybe 3 feet in diameter, with a little goldfish in it. And there seems to be a dwarf, maybe feeding the fish or doing something. A very kind of like unkempt-looking dwarf. Like he doesn't get out much. He's very pale. This little fish seems to be snapping up some food. There's a giant mirror along one wall. There are various eye motifs all over the place. This room like gleams. There's this sort of like purple magical energy that kind of floats around the room. These little like motes of light.
I cast suggestion on the dwarf. Immediately.
So is that a wisdom save, Constitution?
That is a DC 14 wisdom save.
Ooh, it crit fails. Yeah. The dwarf immediately stops what it's doing and just relaxes, holding fish food in its hands. Little worms.
Help us find the stone inside that chest.
And the dwarf disappears to the south. On the south end of the room, there's kind of a semicircular alcove with a pillar right in the middle of the semicircle. And on the other side of it, there's sort of a humming noise, like some kind of machinery. And the dwarf disappears behind that pillar. And you don't see what's going on back there. There's this sort of like rummaging sound.
As I do so, I drop back into the form of my normal form of a tiefling.
Ah, okay.
Because they're both concentration.
Okay.
Once the door has become available again, and once I realize I'm not hearing screams or shouts or anything like that, then yes, I will hit the wall thing. If there had been screams, I don't know.
Did everyone else step away from the door?
Oh no!
I did. I mean, in this immediacy, I just did that and stood there and dropped. So no,
I did
haven't.
not.
Yes.
I'm
So-
still standing.
so-
They
do
did.
stuff.
I stepped forward.
Okay, so
towards
they
the
step
fish
forward.
tank.
Everyone else, however, boom, rotates back into the hallway again. Do you need to have eyesight for suggestion?
I do not.
Okay, good.
I was just looking at that.
And Scoot, you're in this room with Xae. There's a fish tank, all the stuff that I described. A mirror, a fish tank, this pillar in an alcove, eyeballs, purple glowing motes.
I take it all in, and I'm not entirely sure whether or not I step off the rotating thing.
Scoot, come hide behind this fish tank.
Okay, that sounds great. I go behind a glass fish tank
yep.
and hide.
I'm immediately going to either speak through the door or cast message at them. Don't injure the dwarf.
And okay,
And
so
then I'm gonna try and get back in the room.
To which I respond, "What dwarf?"
do you step away from the door, Scoot?
I'm hiding behind the fish tank now.
Oh,
with
okay.
Xae.
In that case, if you go back, you all are in the room now.
Good.
As the dwarf comes back from around that pillar carrying a large ladder,
Perfect.
and it brings it over to the giant fish tank.
Nobody hurt him. I have him magically controlled.
This fish tank is gorgeous. It's like they've got like gemstones in the bottom, like beautiful seaweed, a little castle.
Ooh, all that would buy us some nice gear.
Yeah.
It would.
And the dwarf rests the ladder against the fish tank and starts to climb up.
So I just wanted to stop him from sounding an alarm or something. He's trying to help us get that chest. Is that the thing we want to do? Is that right?
I thought it was in the fish bowl, but come to think of it, she wasn't clear. I only thought there would be one fish tank here. So you're probably right on the money that it's in the chest in the giant fish tank.
It looks like the little bowl is just for feeding, more or less. Like they have the fish in there right now.
Okay.
Looking around the room, do I notice anything?
Roll perception.
No, I don't. Not a thing.
You notice that there's this big mirror along the west wall, just south of where you guys came in through the secret door. And this mirror seems to kind of flash with magical energy, as if there's like something beyond it from time to time.
I so want to jump in that bowl and get those gems.
And the dwarf jumps in the bowl and starts to swim down to the chest on the bottom.
Is there anything in the 15 by 15 tank?
Just the decorations.
And the chest, right?
And the chest, yeah, it's
Yeah.
included.
But
in there.
there's no creature in it.
Nope, just the little goldfish in the side bowl where it was being fed.
I'm very confused by this setup.
Zay
Yeah.
casts
It's a big giant
speak with
tank.
animals and goes toward the goldfish.
Beholders are weird.
Okay, do you say anything?
Hello, friend.
The fish has its mouth full with food, but it's like, oh, hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
Oh, really great.
Yeah, that looks like a really good dinner, lunch. You're having breakfast. 11Z's.
Yeah, only the finest. The boss takes good care of me.
Yeah. Oh, you consider him your boss, not your friend?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a fish.
I think he thinks you're his best friend.
Yeah, well, what does he know?
Oh, this is all right. I am here, friend, because we are looking for. I don't know if you guys ever told me what the stone looks like we're looking for.
I don't think we
Is it
know what
blue?
it looks like.
I showed you a picture that I had sketched.
Of like the gaps
right.
in
It's
the
a
stone.
it's a magical gem of some kind.
So maybe like
Yeah.
an inch wide sphere.
You're looking for
It's-
a stone?
We are looking for a stone.
Well, what's in it for me?
What would you like, friend?
Freedom.
We can offer that.
Hmm.
What constitutes freedom? Like, you want to
Well,
go into the ocean?
I
to sea?
still want all my stuff, but I don't.
Like
I'm tired of being in this tank. So if you could bring my stuff,
What is your stuff?
the chest, the castle, gems.
What if we could
Sweet.
replace them with something even cooler?
Hmm?
Well, I know a dragon who has an entire cove worth of treasures, and I bet he would love a roommate.
As you're speaking, everyone else in the room, what's everyone else doing right now? Just kind of watching the dwarf swim down to the bottom, and he's fussing with his chest right now, trying to get it open.
I'm over looking at the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the reflections in it, seeing, if the magic changes at all, because you
Sure.
said it sometimes flashes.
Yeah, you see flickers of what looks like the docks ward, almost like you're looking out at a street in the docks ward. Roll history.
19.
Yeah, you recognize the street as the one outside Lafoom's Curiosity Emporium.
Are there any apparent doors in the room other than the one that we came through and then the one that the dwarf went into to turn off the tank or to get the ladder?
Well, there's no door where the dwarf went. It's just like kind of an alcove with a
Okay.
pillar, so he went behind the pillar. It's
So
kind
there's
of a
no
cutout from
apparent
the room.
doors.
Roll perception or investigation if you want to like really check the place out.
I will roll perception
Mhm.
because I have a different action I want to take if there's no apparent doors.
Okay.
9.
Yep, you just see there's one big double door on the north end of the room, and that's kind of the one way in and out that you see, plus the secret door that you came through.
Oh.
And from the north is that booming voice and the cheering and all that. Like it's directly
Gotcha.
adjacent to that. So you went from the west side of this room down the secret hallway to the south side of this room, and that's where you are now.
I'm sorry if you already said this. Any other items, like chest of drawers or anything like that, papers, books, anything else in this room? I'm kind of thinking of what else is around. There's a couple of fish tanks. There's a big mirror.
Not
There's
much,
a
just
couple of
giant mirror.
doors.
There is this machine that's humming behind the pillar to the south.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
want to go check it out?
Yeah, I'll go take a cursory look at that
Mhm.
without touching it too much.
Okay, there's this big like 6x6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I stop?
Hmm?
Where did the dwarf get the ladder from? Was that in a
Well,
storage?
so back there behind the pillar is
Okay.
there's like a little cot and like this dwarf's private stuff. It seems like he's the fish keeper. Like there's some fish
Oh.
food, and it's just like some straw. It's very dirty, and
Gotcha.
there's a ladder and a little net.
Okay,
and-
so the machine.
Yep, the machine doesn't seem clear what it does. It's this big device that's just kind of vroom, 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 vroom.
Just out of curiosity, is it connected to tubes that go into the tank that have
No.
bubbles coming out? No. Okay.
No. As you're all poking around, the dwarf gets the chest open, reaches inside, and pulls out this little marble-sized thing. It's bright red. Suddenly, you hear a loud, the loudest cheer ever from up north, and then the voices kind of go silent, as if like whatever was going on up there, this rally has ended.
Uh-oh. I
Okay, time to go.
climb the ladder and reach for the dwarf to try to get the dwarf out faster.
He floats up. It takes like 6 seconds, and as you're standing on the top of the ladder, what's everyone else doing?
Can I go try and see if there's anything else in the chest?
There's various gems. Yeah, you can look in there and see.
Um,
The conversation with the goldfish. You were telling it about the dragon's lair and that you were going to take it with. He's like, well, that sounds all right. Yeah. But I mean, the boss brings me anything I want.
Zelopharn probably will too. He's a member of SWOJ. And
SWOJ?
They're all very upstanding, yes.
Well, I could be persuaded. My name's Silgar.
Hi, Silgar. That sounds familiar.
Nice
for
to
some
meet you.
reason.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's it.
And boom, the double doors on the
can
north
anyone-
side of the room.
Damn it!
I was going to
Slam
ask the fish
open.
if he's ever seen someone go through the mirror.
Too late.
Doors slam open, and you immediately see nothing beyond, just this big audience chamber that it seems to be empty. How do you react?
I swipe the gem from the dwarf if I can.
Scoot was the closest one.
That's
Scoot was
fine.
pulling him up.
Yeah, I just get the dwarf up and out, I guess, at this point.
Yep.
How far are we back to the door where we entered?
The door where you entered? If you're standing around the fish tank, you are about 15 feet away.
We could just book it. We've got the stone.
Take the dwarf.
Take the dwarf. Take the stone.
Oh, we got to leave the dwarf because they're expecting the dwarf to be in here.
Take the stone. Take the fish.
You hear
the
a
fish bowl.
booming voice
Yep.
come from the doorway. that says, "Who is in my sanctum? Show yourselves.
I run.
Don't try to run."
I'm already trying to run.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab the little fish bowl, and run back towards the door.
Okay.
Also, basically, I think as soon as the stone leaves the hand of the dwarf, he has achieved the sentence I gave him, and the suggestion would drop.
Okay.
Because all I said was, help us get the stone out of the chest.
Okay.
When he accomplishes that,
So he
it
comes
drops.
to, like, as soon as Scoot takes the stone from him or sets him down.
I mean, what he said is he grabbed the dwarf, but as soon as we have the stone, I would think that would achieve it and it would drop.
Make a Constitution save.
Sure.
Fail. You like all of your hairs stand on end, and you feel the sudden electric energy in the room.
Nat one.
Oh, storytelling!
No.
Oh no!
It's been fun having you, John.
Yep, it has. That's the game right there. As a reminder, I did not give anyone else the potion of restoration.
Yeah.
It's still on me.
Right.
From the doorway, floating in midair, this humongous figure appears, about 10 feet by 10 feet. It's this floating sort of head with a hideously fanged maw, a giant bloodshot eye in the center that is just thinly open, kind of surveying all of you. And then these sort of 10 stalks that are fanning out around it in sort of a sun. The stalks are covered in ornate jewelry, rings and diadems and things kind of just drape from them. It's very, very gaudy. And as you bolt for the door, the top beam suddenly, like the top eye stalk comes to life, and a beam of red pulsing energy just kind of like scorches along the room, blasts the entire door apart, and hits you.
Fail. Does it feel elemental?
It is necrotic damage.
Then it doesn't. Great.
Yeah. And,
Bye.
Fail. As this beam connects with you, you take...
I'm going to turn into dust now.
Do you have the bag of dust, too?
I do have the bag of dust.
49 necrotic damage.
Cool. So...
Oh, what are we going to tell Squidly?
I mean, that is not double my hit points, but
Okay.
it is vastly more than all of my hit points. So if it's disintegrate, then I am gone.
It is not disintegrating.
Thank God.
It is the death ray.
Oh, sure.
And you go flying into the rubble. You all lose
Yeah.
sight of Thale as he's kind of buried in debris and just like goes flying like a rag doll. Anything you were carrying gets released into the room.
Yep.
And the hovering creature, the Xanathar, slowly approaches the rest of you. How do you react? Ylka, you were running too?
Yeah,
With the
with the fish.
Make a Constitution save.
13.
13. You are hit by a bright blue beam coming from the right side of this creature that pinpoint focuses you directly. It doesn't slash across the room like the death ray did. This beam hits you right in the chest, and you immediately freeze, holding the goldfish, paralyzed. You can make a repeat saving throw at the end of each round. And if any of you would like to do anything negotiating-wise, now's the time. Otherwise, we're going to roll for initiative.
How far did she get away?
Maybe 10 feet. So you're pretty close to the door, but the door is just completely in wreckage at this point.
And I'm over by Thale's lifeless corpse.
Yeah, pretty close.
We've got Silgar, Xanathar.
And the Xanathar says, well, she does. And he floats over to Ylka.
Wait. I just take like two side steps. Like I'm standing right by her, right? She's only 10 feet away.
You were going to? Okay, so as it's hovering over, what do? You just step close to her?
I step over to the goldfish bowl with my crossbow pointed at Silgar. Stop where you are, Xanathar.
Roll intimidation.
Nice.
Oh, I'm super intimidating.
If I speak to the goldfish in goldfish, can
7.
Xae?
Xanathar understand me?
You don't know.
Okay.
My hat sort of flops down over my eyes, and I try to push it up a little.
with the crossbow.
Yeah, with the crossbow.
Oh dear. What were you gonna say, Xae?
I ask Silgar if he will introduce us as his new friends.
So the guy says from the bowl. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a fish. I can only do so much for you here. Looks like you're in it deep. And the Xanathar doesn't seem cowed, Lark. It
What?
In fact, it opens up its bottom eye stalk and just like picks you up telepathically with a telekinetic ray and like shoves you 30 feet away from Silgar before you can try to shoot at the fish if you want, but like it jumps on you rather than like reacting to your intimidation attempt. Especially as soon as your hat flaps in front of your eyes, that's when it takes the chance and picks you up and throws you.
Sure. My finger probably presses on the crossbow bolt. How do you want to handle that?
Roll with disadvantage.
Okay. That's not too bad, actually. 16.
Oh dear God.
16. Yeah, roll damage.
For the goldfish.
Yep.
Who's probably got single-digit hit
Which is our
points.
only chance of getting out of
And
here
if his
alive.
bowl breaks, then
Plus dex, yeah. So 6.
6. Okay.
I'm paralyzed. Is there anything I can do from paralysis?
Well, let's roll for initiative at this point. Let's get into it.
Keep him from killing the...
oh, that's just initiative. Okay. But I'm lucky. No attack, ability, or saving. No, okay.
14 on Ylka.
14.
23.
Nice.
14 for Thale.
3.
And 14 for Scoot.
That's good. I got my crit fail out of the
3
way.
14s. So, Lark, you go first, and that would be your crossbow attack, which grazes the fish, and like the tank fills with blood.
Oh, that's
But it
gross.
doesn't
That's
shatter?
just-
And then it shatters the tank. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
all
So
right.
this kind of like reddish water spills, and the fish spills onto the ground, and the Xanathar shrieks and says no, and like lunges forward for the fish and tries to catch it telepathically before it touches the ground. So you kind of get picked up and lifted and thrown like 15 feet or so, but it quickly loses interest in you and is trying to save the fish.
I'm glad he used his turn to try to catch the fish.
Yeah. So it catches the fish and drops it back in the big fish tank with a telekinetic eye
That's
stalk.
what I was going to do.
But it's
then
bleeding?
Then it
Wait, he gets another
it opens
turn?
its central eye, and this cone of energy kind of like bathes all of you that are near Ylka. So Xae,
Probably. Well, I guess I got thrown away.
I'm
not sure.
You're still
I'm
at the tank?
over by wherever the bull had been resting.
Okay, so you and Scooter kind of by the dwarf.
To my knowledge, I'm still holding the dwarf.
Yeah.
I never. Yeah.
Do you want to do anything as this is all going down? Like you're holding him?
We should
we've
take
moved.
the
We've
stone
moved
slow
past.
away.
So
Yeah, but you're kind of
There's-
in the back. So if you wanted to like get away with something, you would probably be the most able to because it's not really watching you.
well, there's not much to do. There's not much left in the room, right?
There's a mirror. There's that back area with the machine. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff in the room. There's
Yeah.
there's the treasure in the tank.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like bare walls, and there's at least one secret door.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe the machine again, please?
Sure.
Is it similar to the pulverizing machine?
It's this weird like mechanical bowl. It kind of like hovers in the air in parts. It's got this like weird pulsating energy. It kind of glows with different multicolored lights. It's really not clear what it does. It's very alien looking.
Has the dwarf made any aggressive gestures?
He seems to be coming out of a stupor and starting to squirm against your grip. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of want to throw the dwarf into the machine as hard as I can.
Okay. Well, we'll go on initiative then. So
That's the only thing I could think of. It's like, well, how can I take two birds with one stone here? We got to make up some ground.
Lark, make a wisdom saving throw.
Also not my strength. 9.
So after it throws you, it hits you with a golden beam, which immediately instills you with the fear of God, and you are frightened from the Xanathar.
Do I flee, or how does this manifest?
You cannot move towards it, and you have disadvantage if you try to attack it.
'Kay.
You don't have to flee necessarily, but you are... As Thale gets beaten to a corpse by a death ray, and Ylka gets paralyzed, and everything goes to crap all at once, you really realize
Yeah. This is terrible.
life has taken you to a dark place.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
terrified. Okay. Got it.
Next is, I believe, Ylka has the highest dexterity out of the 3 14s.
I'm at 12.
I'm at. I have a +2.
I can read. +2.
Well, Thale is unconscious, so make a death save, Thale.
Great. Success.
Success, Ylka.
You want a paralysis check? Or
Yep.
do I...
It happens at the end of your turn, so it'd be a Constitution save.
Is that on that die?
Did you get a 16?
No, it's the symbol. It's
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you shake it off instantly.
Sweet. Can I do
Um,
anything?
It's at the end of your turn, so no. But
Alright.
the Xanathar is real close to you. He's like hovering over you practically.
I am unparalyzed.
Yes. Scoot.
Okay. I've had a moment to reflect, which is why it's good that I'm not really a barbarian.
Yeah.
So he's just wiggling against me. He hasn't actually done anything offensive. He just wants to not be held anymore.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what? And that's fine. I accept that. I would like to not be held by this beholder for a while. So
Sure.
I understand where he's coming from. However, I still would like to take out the machine because it seems like it's there. I don't know what it's going to do, and you know what? I'm okay with the chaos.
Yeah, roll your attack.
So I'd like to rage first and then make an attack roll against the inanimate object.
Easy peasy.
Cool. So that's a 19. Do you want me to do the rest of the math?
No, roll damage.
Okay. And since I'm rocking a battle axe now, this is a D8.
Wait, you're not throwing the dwarf into it? Or you're...
No, because, since he's not really doing anything offensive, I decided to just do like a standard attack roll. I mean, maybe I'll regret that later, especially since I may have just damaged the machine he's here to take care of. That's 7.
7 damage?
7 slashing damage with a
Okay,
battle
the machine
axe.
starts to spark and whir out of control, and some of the floating parts kind of slam into the walls. It seems like a couple more hits like that would make it stop working.
And then I would like to position any sort of solid object between myself and the beholder.
You got that pillar. So,
Yes.
Yep.
That's my new thing. So shield plus pillar plus all that stuff.
Xae, it's your turn.
Does the dwarf still have the stone?
No, I think Scoot took it, or Thale did. Thale
Failed it, believe it or not.
Oh, sure.
Thale has it in the wreckage.
You
Yeah.
you had talked about grabbing
Yeah.
it from so.
Well, that's a bummer.
You can see his feet sticking out of the stone. The fish is like, "You're really in trouble now. you messed up." He's just talking shit.
I was going to go for a frog and had that chosen, but that is not a good choice anymore. How about... Do you have a suggestion? I would like to turn into an animal and go something somewhat stealthy, but also something that could pick their way through the rocks and maybe find the
I
stone.
don't know, like a ferret or
Or a rat or a
Yeah,
snake.
something like that. A snake, yeah. Any witch thing. A vole.
A weasel.
Yeah.
If I have a weasel.
Weasels are funny.
You want to get the stone off
Could be a ferret.
Thale?
A silver ferret.
Off
I was
of
hoping
the
to-
hind body.
Claim it, yeah.
Not like bring him a potion or anything.
Yeah. Also,
I don't
I'm not,
have a potion.
True.
He didn't give me one.
I have one on me.
You do?
I
Yeah,
don't know
so
if
we
you
can
knew
go
that,
get it
but
and
I do
pour
have
it down
one on
his
me.
Yeah,
face.
I'll try that.
Actually, I suppose I never said it, so I can't retcon that. I wouldn't have just like, here are the only 2 things I bought with your 600 gold.
Right.
But
Yeah. So
I do have
I
one
mean,
on
I'm going to try to investigate and see how I can help investigate the items around Thale.
Roll it.
It's really helpful that you said it rhymes with quail
that's
because
how
it
I.
helps me remember.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay. So I turn into a weasel.
Yep.
And I investigate.
Yep.
18.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way over to Thale. The Xanathar seems completely absorbed by his fish at this point and making sure that nobody comes near it. So you just run right under it and make your way over to the rubble. And you find Thale is mostly free from the rock. He's got a couple, like some kind of like crumbled dust and some rocks sort of holding him down. But you do find in his pocket, or in his hand, I suppose, in his rigor mortis grip, the eye of the Stone of Golorr. And you find the rest of his gear. He's got a magic ring. He's got a potion in one of his pouches. Two potions. One is obviously a health potion.
Okay, so I am going to grab the health potion and in my little mouth and move it towards his mouth.
Okay. Roll slide. You're gonna like try to open it up.
Yeah.
Roll sleight of hand just to see how that goes.
6.
Okay. You pour potion all over Thale's face as you like break the bottle open. Just enough for Thale to have 1 health.
God damn it.
But
How much gold did
Plus
you just
4?
spend on that?
Oh my god.
1 health plus 4?
no, just 1.
Oh, drag.
No way.
Yeah,
That thing's
not
44
plus 4
points.
No, not 44.
4d4.
4d4.
Oh,
Which is an average of like 12.
Gotcha.
4d4.
So it's probably maths out pretty close anyway.
1.
Yeah. And then that's
I'm
it. You're gonna
awake.
hang out by Thale. Thale, you wake up having survived one of the Xanathar's death rays.
What? Oh God.
Yes.
Lark.
Oh, it's
You're
me
up.
again. It's me again. Okay. To get into the big tank, I would have to climb a ladder, right?
Yeah.
Or
Jump 15 feet.
So it's 15. The edges are 15 feet tall. That's not going to happen.
You want to trade boots?
Yeah, right. That'd be so handy.
Why?
I am going to run. So I'm thinking I would try to run between the beholder and the tank so that he couldn't shoot at me without shooting at the tank. But then maybe he's got some special eye that would not hurt the fish. That's what I'm going to do instead. That's what I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to run to get between the beholder and the big tank where Silgar is now.
Nice. The Xanathar sees you trying to get in the way and seems to turn like ice cold in its demeanor. Like it stops sort of like being so worried about the fish because it thinks the fish is fine. It's in the tank now. And it says to you all, if you don't wish to die a horrible death, I would suggest laying down your arms now. I won't make this offer twice.
I kind of believe him.
Was this after I ran to get between him and the fish, or while this before?
It's like whirling towards you. The fish is in the tank. You're in between the tank and the Xanathar.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much staring you down with its central eye right now as it says this. Are you like brandishing a weapon at it or like just
No.
kind of-
No, I'm terrified.
Oh, right. You're terrified. So you can't get closer anyway. You're just
Yeah.
trying to get in between.
Yeah, I just want to think like if he shoots at me, I want to try to discourage him from shooting at me with his eyeball because I'm standing also in front of his fish.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. And I think if I instantly drop my weapon. I'm terrified, as we do.
I'm not wearing any. I'm on the ground without my weapons drawn, so I stay there.
I came out of paralysis, probably also on the ground.
Yeah, with like fishbowl water all around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says, Scoot, what about you? What are you doing? You're the one that's kind of obscured. You're back there behind the pillar.
Yeah, but on the bet he knows I'm here.
Yeah.
I got a hunch.
Yeah.
I will throw my battle axe down, but I'm still holding up my shield in a guard behind the machine and the pillar if possible. And I'm just peeking out. Just I've thrown down my arm.
Okay. So say that again.
I'm just
you're
okay.
kind
So
of-
I throw down my axe, but I'm not. I'm still hiding behind my shield
Sure.
and as much and like the machine and the pillar if possible. Just kind of look and make myself known.
Okay.
But
Like a polite acknowledgement.
I'm just like but I'm not throwing away the shield until you tell me. Just like
Following the letter of the law.
Yeah, he said throw down my arms and come
The
out.
Xanathar says, "You insignificant rats realize you have no hope of surviving a fight."
All right, that dejects me. That works, and so now I just throw it down and come on out. I throw down my shield.
I am the Xanathar. My forces are limitless. My power is limitless. Truly, I am a tremendous leader. I have the biggest eye stalks. Everyone says so.
That's hard to deny.
And he starts to rant. He starts to monologue a little bit about how great he is. As soon as he sees that you're all like standing down, unless anybody wants to do anything remotely threatening.
No,
so
I'm,
shiny.
I'm listening to this monologue.
How
Okay.
far away am I from the secret entrance we went when I got thrown? Did I get thrown close to that eye?
Yeah, you're like
Door
up
thing.
against it. It's just all smashed to pieces at this point. Like there's
Awesome.
rubble blocking the door.
Can I tell whether or not Pass Without a Trace is still on me?
I think it's not because Xae shapeshifted, so that would break her concentration. But the unicorn was also helping with that. So even if you, if you're near the unicorn, which you would,
Does it transform with
Depends how
me?
big the
I'm not
room
quite
is.
question. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sentient object, so maybe it doesn't. So it's kind of
Did I
sitting
just
back where
leave
you were
it
before.
behind?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Um,
So no, you don't have that.
okay. I'm going to spend a sorcery point to cast Mage Hand without any somatic, so it just happens,
Mhm.
and it's going to hit the eye, and I'm going to disappear and then book it.
Okay, but the door is like smashed. Like you'd have to crawl through
it's
the
not.
rubble.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You could maybe try to crawl through the top. Like there's still a little bit of room. It would just be very difficult.
I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force on the Beholder and to give an illusion that I am running towards the fishbowl while I am running through the door and away.
The north door?
Whatever one I'm against.
Oh, the broken one.
The door that's
Okay.
a pile of rubble.
Okay, so it makes what? A
And
Constitution save?
intelligence.
Intelligence.
DC 14.
It fails.
So it perceives that I am running towards the fishbowl,
Yeah.
brandishing fire as though I'm going to explode the fishbowl.
Yep, and it whirls around and opens up like all of its eye beams and just annihilates this imaginary thing. Shards of obsidian and stone go flying everywhere as you crawl away to the west into the secret passage.
Yes, specifically if it was still in my hands with the eye.
Okay. All right.
Was Xae able to get
Oh, Xae, you were taking it from
as a
his-
weasel?
I left it behind so that I could do the potion first.
potion.
Nice. Okay, so you all see Thale disappear over the top of this wreckage into the secret passageway again.
Okay, so that illusion only works on the beholder, not on us.
Correct. He did.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, only he sees it.
And you didn't even see the source of this. It seems like the Xanathar just like totally paranoid, just like blasted his chunk of the rock while Thale ran away.
Did he go to join Mr. E? He's going to jump out a window next.
Yeah.
I completely freeze to show I am no threat.
Okay, and at this point, guards rush into the room and attempt to restrain you all. And the Xanathar begins to describe the great contest of wills and strength that you will all face in the arena of blood and fortune. You will be the next contestants, and you will be our entertainment for the evening. And unless you'd like to do anything, you are taken prisoner by a bunch of bugbears and thugs.
I shrug my invisible hawk up off my shoulder so it can fly in the air and not be taken.
Okay, Xae, it knows you're there, but you're a ferret right now. So how do you react to this?
I move back to where Lyrian is
Okay.
resting
Okay.
and kind of lay over it, hoping to kind of hide her away as
As a
I
ferret?
transform. No, well, as I transform back
Okay.
into
And Scoot, you're in the
a
back.
halfling to keep her safe.
At this point, well, I guess there's no chance for me to check on the rest of the group, right? Because any motion I make is probably going to get me.
I mean, it
Pretty
depends
well
on how
touched.
threatening it is, but yeah.
I just slowly move towards Xae, or not Xae, Ylka, to make sure she's all right. I think everybody else is pretty much taken care of.
Okay, and you're intercepted before you get there by the thugs that are moving in
Yeah, I'm
to restrain
and
you.
yeah, this is hands up, just slowly moving, that sort of stuff. So
Yep. And at this, the Xanathar actually vanishes once the thugs move in. It just like poof, like some kind of invisibility effect kicks in. And the thugs rush in and they're like, how do these people get in? And you hear the booming voice of the Xanathar directing them to tie you up and take you to the arena and lock you in a cell. And you hear this as well, Thale, as you make your way to the west,
Yeah, ideally I'm going back for that passage. I cast Disguise Self on myself again to
Yeah.
turn back into one of the
You
other
can tell me later
things.
if you want. You don't have to like
Sure.
reveal what you're up to.
I'm trying to get out of the lair.
Okay. Okay. Let's call it there.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck, with a special appearance of Thale, played by John Brophy. If you're listening to this, you probably have similar interest as the rest of SWOJ, so come chat with us on our Discord server. The app is available for PC, Android, or iOS, and the link is in the description to this episode. When you're not listening to SWOJ, we'd appreciate it if you gave some love to our friends at the Nearest Stars, Horror Rewind, and Take It With You. This activity is made possible in part by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Arrowhead Regional Arts Council thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Our next live adventure is scheduled for Sunday, March 1st at 7:30 p.m. at the Teatro Zaccone in downtown Duluth. As always, it's entirely free, so please come join us and be a part of the fun. Thank you to Leeland Campana for use of his song Avernum as our theme song. Thank you to the Renegade Theater Company, Teatro Zaccone, and Mary Fox for supporting us and giving us a place to record. And most of all, once again, thank you so much for listening to Twin Portals.
Everybody always thinks I'm a Cylon. What's up with that?
Because you're really, really good at playing as though you are both at the same time.
I'm going to take this doppelganger piercer and just put it to my temple.
That's the idea behind it. Yeah, that's why I get it.
It's like, what am I, man? Bam! And I'm sure it's a real bullet.
It's not. Yeah. The one time.
That's what I was going to get to, too. It's like, I don't know for sure that this is a doppelganger gun. I think I've seen a couple times. I've never seen what happens when one connects.
You can pop it open. The one round is full of glitter, so.
Somehow you still crit fail and miss.